and it only gets realer from here. But first, I want to give a shout out to all my fellow Pisces out there. Gang, you already know we in the building. Also want to give a shout out to all my 2-2s and my 3-3s and my 2-2-2s and my 3-3-3s and my 7-7-7s. And also I want to give a shout out to all my fellow Pisces out there. Gang, we in the building. And yeah, so I'm gonna be talking about how I got into it with the Libra and Virgo today. Let me see something here. Give me 1 second. What's going on, y'all? Welcome. What's going on, Thomas Faye? Welcome. How you doing today? So yesterday I was talking about open enemies in the 6th house open enemies. I was talking about happy Easter, gang, Pisces, gang, we in the building. Appreciate that as well. And see, let me see something. All right, so so this is the thing, man, because this is some bull crap. Today was a bad day, man. And it was just because I got into it with a Virgo that I was already into it with for quite some time. So I ended up bumping into him, and this ended up going left real quick. It's just, you know, it's hard to really say your name around people, and then all of a sudden you get into a fight, see? And then it was like all my other enemies, they started coming out the woodworks with it. And I'm gonna tell y'all why now. See, okay, so this is the thing. Like, sometimes when you get into it with a particular sign, you can't, like, with Virgo ain't really nothing you could do. Like, it's almost like they stay up on you, you know, they keep coming after you, they keep saying stuff. And, you know, everybody got the ego, different mindsets, different, you know, miscommunications. And it's like a Virgo does not really understanding you as a Pisces because you're communicating emotionally. And Virgo speaks with logic, okay? So it's like y'all really ain't really hearing one another when y'all get into it. And it's like he's mad because this is what happened. Okay, this was like last year, right? Last year, he his wife was talking to me, and she's a Sagittarius, okay? So his wife was talking to me, and she had let me come over, but she was really just talking to me and just venting about just stuff and stuff that he was doing, because she said that he was abusive. So she was like venting to me about it, and then it was like she told me to come over, and he was at work. Okay, now he pulled one of them I'm at work but I'm gonna stop home type of thing, you know, type of situation. He pulled one of them type of moves. So as we was in the house messing around, she said, "Oh, we gotta go, because he getting off of work." So it's like she's just like, "Okay, we gotta get out the house." So we ended up leaving. She went out first, but then she saw them little lights. You know how when somebody pull in a driveway, she saw those lights and she was like, "Oh shit, he already here." So she was like, "Stay in the house, just stay in the house." You know, and I said, I told her, I said, that's even worse if I stay in the house. It'd be just better if I just go outside and just get this shit over with, because it's almost like you gonna have me stuck in the house. That ain't good for a Pisces to have my back against the wall. I'm running around a house that ain't even mine, and I don't know what room is what, and you know how to get, how to escape. If I had, Just it's just too much to just stay in the house. I ain't trusted. So I said, you know what, screw it. We gonna have to run the fade. Whatever happens, I'm just gonna have to do what I gotta do. I walk out the front door, and me and the Virgo, we literally, this man was on the porch. So it's like, as soon as I opened the door, he seen me, right? And then he said, Trey, he said, man, what the you doing in the house with my wife? And I was just like, bro, it ain't even that deep, bro. And he was like, no, fuck that. Then he just started like, he was like, oh, what you in the house with? Yelling at her and stuff and getting all in her face. And then it was just like, he ended up, I don't know. It could tell he was raising his voice with her. Well, she said that he already, from the past, she said that he has put his hands on her or whatnot. So I'm like, bro, you need to like relax, bro. You just hot-headed for no reason, right? So fast forward, then he tried to mention that he was talking to somebody that I know. I'm like, nah, bro, you can't. You could, like, because this is the thing. Somebody being your known enemy, why you didn't say that back then? You see, you waiting to say stuff now, and then at the same time, you whispering about it. See? So it's like he has like a permanent whisper voice. I don't know if he's like been smoking cigarettes a lot or vaping a lot, but his voice like has no bass. It's just literally like whispers. Like he sounds like he needs like that peppermint tea or like some type of cough medicine or something. He sounds like he has some type of voice disadvantage. But it was just like in my mind, I'm like, okay, I didn't even recognize him until I went over one of my friends' house and I seen him. I'm like, whoa, you friends with him? And he was like, no, they was just talking about something. And I'm like, damn, this city's small as hell if you got enemies and they just pop up. But it's crazy because I was just talking about yesterday with y'all, I was just talking about 6th house open enemies and 12th house hidden enemies. And then it was like the very next day, I experienced it to where it's like, once I got into it with the Virgo, man, the police had to be called. And then all of a sudden, because dude really was talking about gunplay after a while. And then lo and behold, one of my old ops, which was the Libra female, she comes out of the woodwork and now she just starts to, man, I was like, I was just talking about your damn, this is all subconscious. I'm in my mind. And I'm like, I was just talking about Libras yesterday. That's so crazy. It's like, then now your ass show up. See? So I be feeling like sometimes it's like speaking of the devil or speaking up, you speak up something and it's like, boom. Next thing you know, you get approached with that. So I was like, one of my Leo girlfriend was telling me like, just don't even go back and forth with them. Just drop it. Just drop it. Cause that's what they want from you. They want a reaction. They want you to just keep arguing and going back and forth. Welcome everybody. Just came in. What's good on smoke screen? What's good? And see, it was just like the Libra kept saying stuff like, oh, just don't even really know what's happening, but trying to instigate and trying to like throw like little jabs in the midst of me already, into it with somebody. But the dude started talking about like gunplay, and then the police show up. So I'm like, which one is it, dude? You just talking gunplay. Now you didn't call the police. So I'm like, what is, like, talking about somebody threatening him. I'm like, man, I'm done, bro. Like, that's why I'm like, bro, you really, how you gonna say you finna go get your gun and whoop-de-woo, and then you gonna call the police, bro? Then he called the police pulled up, and they was questioning me, talking about, oh, we got a call for threats being made. I'm like, oh my God, bro. That's why to me, it's like this. If an old enemy is like, what are you even coming? Why are you even trying to fight or come back for me? That shit was a year ago, and you still in your chest about that just because you saw me come out of your crib with your wife, because I was in the house with his wife, and literally when he must have got home early. But this is the thing, you didn't trust your wife anyway, bro. You came home early because you suspected she was doing something, which she was. And then me, I just came out the front door. I wasn't expecting to see him. He pulled one of them, hey, I'm working on he pulled one of them working at 10, and hey, I'm gonna come home at 7 type shit. So it was just like, well, bad timing. And I'm just like, well, hey, you gotta control your wife, bro, because she is the one that told me to come over here. She telling me all y'all business that I didn't ask for none of that information. And see, whatever we do in the house is like, well, you should have been and you know what I'm saying, on your P's and Q's instead of getting mad at me. Cause I'm like, you ain't the one to blame, fam. You need to blame her. Cause I'm like, any man would think the same. Like, if your girl come running to me telling me about what y'all got going on and what's wrong, what's all messed up in y'all situation, and then she invites me over, I don't know if y'all still together, what the hell going on, like, shit. I'm thinking she made it seem like it was just me and her until she said, oh, hey, you gotta go because he on his way. And then soon as he said he was on his way, y'all, this man was already there, bro. To where it's like, how the hell you get there that fast, bro? How you gonna say I'm on my way, but you in the driveway already? Like, just weird stuff. But even then, I don't trust. I can't put myself in harm's way like that no more. I should have probably went out the back door. But yeah, the problem is that I used to be cool with him before we got into it. See, so that's why he's basically thinking I'm a snake, because he's like, oh, you was in the house with my wife. But I said, bro, you backdoored me first. You started talking ish about me behind my back, like I'm some like I'm some type of fool. I'm like, shit, you gotta go. It's an eye for an eye, man, with me. So anyway, let me see. CJ, what you talking about, man? I can do 30 push-ups. You said, can you do 30 push-ups? Let me see. Okay, so here's the thing. All right, so it's just like when you dealing with Virgo, you instantly read energy very quickly. It doesn't even take long to read a Virgo's energy. And then you gotta understand with Libra, they like to sugarcoat things, especially when they upset, especially when you get into it with them. So oftentimes they could, try to be, sugarcoating the whole situation instead of being direct with what they're really mad about. And always remember, like, Libra wants the peace out of the situation, not just, not the truth. So I just, like I say, I had to, according to my Leo girl, just told me to chill out. Don't even like be going back and forth, because, I could feel like the more I was thinking about it, it is like the more I felt like saying stuff. But it's like, you don't want your enemy knowing like what you got planned for them or what you got, in store for them. So I'm just like, I can't let it slide. And then it was crazy because my friend, he's the one that got into it with the dude first. And then just so happened when I found out who he was into it with, I recognized him and said, oh, that's one of my yeah, you into it with the same person I'm into it with. So it was just like bad to where when I had got there, they was already finna knuckle up. So I told him, hey man, look, dude, this the situation. Like, you gonna have to get from over here, bro. And then he was like, who is you? And I said, it's Trey. And then he was like, Trey? Oh, yeah. I've been meaning to catch up with you. Whoop-de-woo. I'm like, see? And it was just like, how the heck do you just totally forgot why you was even fighting my friend. Now you owe me. Cause it's like, I guess the fight with me is more, it's probably more important to him than fighting with him. So it's just like, that's pretty much how the situation went. Now, as I always said, Virgo is capable of bringing mess and drama, chaos to a situation, because they're ruled by Mercury. Now, it's just like, to me, another thing is like, I feel like Virgos, they like to do a lot of, how can I say it? It's like they bring a lot of violence into a situation that's not even, it is not even like necessary, if that makes sense. And then it was crazy because I was able, like, I met a couple people earlier today, and it was like, I was able to tell them what their sign was. So I just went around and I was just telling people what, hey, what's your sign? And then I'd be like, are you a such and such? And I just went around just like using my gift, my intuition. I'm like, let me see how many, people I could accurately, tell them what their sign is. So I shit y'all not, I literally told 12 people in one day what they sign was, and it was accurate. See, so give myself a pat on the back, because they was like, bro, yeah, you really psychic, bro. Because there's like no way you don't know none of these people and you know what they sign is, man. And that's just crazy, because I feel like this too. Like, not only with being psychic, I feel like once you start to, how can I say this? Like, when you know how to use your intuition correctly, that's when you able to like find out things. Just like, what was the, okay, it's just like mind control. Like, you can really see what somebody else is thinking about, like, just off of them, just, they might not even be speaking or saying anything, but you could pick up on how their mind thinks about life and decisions, as almost like in that type of moment. And that's a gift, because some people can't understand, like, how the hell would you know what somebody's thinking? Like, based off of their energy, like based off the vibe they give off. Because even when I was like, okay, so I met this one lady and she was talking to me about her business. She said that she started a business called TZ, right? Which is her nickname. And she said it was a therapy type of business where she, talks to people, help people, sort of like what I do. And then it was like, once she was talking, I noticed like I kept having these like intuitive like reminders while she was talking to me, like, hey, she sounds like serious. She sounds very serious. And I'm like, why is she so damn serious? And the setting wasn't a serious setting. And then it was like, boom, next thing you know, I was like, are you a Capricorn? And then she was like, wait a minute. How do you know that? How the hell do you know that? Like, and I said, because you mentioned business. That was the first thing you said when I introduced myself to you. You got to talking about your business you working on. I said, plus you showed zero emotion, and you just been stern and just, serious, like far as how she say things, how she explain things. She sounds, because that's how Capricorns, how they sound. It's like they come off like they in control, like they dominant, and just like they be doing that whole pounding their hands like, yeah, so I got this therapy thing, so yeah, I'm gonna make my money today. I got 2 clients. And it was just like how she was talking. I'm like, why you so goddamn serious? It's unbelievable, to where I was like, man, you need to, I told her like, dang, ain't nothing wrong with having plans and like goals and being like focused on accomplishing them, but you don't gotta be all like that goddamn serious to where you can't even smile, or you can't even like, show any kind of excitement or emotion. So I was just like, in my mind, I'm like, then I told her what I do, and then she's like, oh, she said, oh, well, maybe we both could do a therapy, type of situation. But I was like, I was trolling at first, like, yeah, we could do some therapy, some different type of therapy, you know. Told her just me and you, start off, we got, you know, practice makes perfect. So yeah, me and you could do some therapy first, and then we could go do some therapy elsewhere. But because I gotta see what kind of therapy, I gotta see her, you know, what is her, how can I say it? I gotta see how she does her thing with the whole therapy thing, because you know it's like everybody do therapy different. But she said she just lets the client, you know, express what's going on in their lives regarding like whatever they're going through, or just, you know, having someone to talk to, if that makes sense. But yeah, see, the thing, I don't just give out, that's the thing. See, that's why I was telling you guys about the membership thing, to get the membership, because that's where all the, you know, the goodies and all the, you know, extra, me knowing y'all sign and telling you your sign and, you know, giving y'all my intuitive insights. I'm not giving them, you know, just giving them freely out like that. No, they got to get the membership. But yeah, it's just because of the give and exchange with the support or whatnot. But yeah, it's crazy though how with Capricorn, I will say this, even though they're more, you know, focused on what they want to do, you know, it was pretty chill to talk to her. What I didn't feel like she was, how can I say it, distracted by me, you know, with me and her conversing with one another. She just was locked in, but at the same time, she was, I won't do it. I'm not going to do it for free. I'm not giving free services, man. That's just not, see, that's the thing. Okay, so you got to know, like, I'm going to put it to you like this, CJ. Let's say you was you had a gift, or let's say you had a craft that you build, okay? And let's say you were oh, better yet, let's say you made a album, okay? You produced the album, and once it was finished, are you gonna just go out there and give it to everyone for free? Or are you gonna put value to it? So you want to put value to it is what I'm doing. So if anybody ever wants it, it's in the membership. See? So it's like, hey, you grab the membership, then I can give you the value. But it's like, if you don't want the membership, you'll get like you'll get the basics, but you won't get the actual value of what you could get. See? So to me, like I say, if you put an album out, are you just gonna hand it out for free? Nope. See? You at least want $1 or $2, of support, you see, because that's something you made from scratch. It's not like, oh, you took time out of your day to make that album. So it is what it is. Nah, it's not even like that, bro. Why? I mean, I don't understand you where, like, yeah, I'll say this to you. Okay, so you basically, what you're saying is you don't want to support, you don't want to, that means like you basically don't respect me. You basically don't give a damn about nothing I'm doing. So why are you here? See, I do got a gift, but I'm not gonna give it away. Like, what I look like, just, oh yeah, because I got a gift, I'm gonna just be giving out free hot cakes just because they're hot. Like, no, I don't know. I'm not gonna just call the sign. What are you talking about? Man, listen, bro. It's like this, bro. You can't, you see, and see, this is the thing. All I'm doing is mirroring you right now, bro, because I feel like you're not supporting. So I'm not gonna just give you something, and you might not even be subscribed, right? It's like, to me, I'm not gonna it's not fair for me to just get on here and just give it all away. And like I say, that doesn't do anything for me. See, you can't go in the store and get a free bag of chips and think that, oh yeah, just because they sell chips doesn't, it's gotta be, you expecting to get them for free. Like, that ain't how it works. Nah, man. See, You trying to, you know, that's what I said. It's like in a way you trying to disrespect me because, like, you know, I already set the boundary. You still pushing for something that you want, bro. But it's like I don't want to. I'm not giving away no freebies. So maybe, you know, I don't think nobody will give away any freebies on the, you know, as far as on the platform. Let me see. He said I go ahead and get the. What do you mean by that? See, that's the thing. I don't believe in proving. See, proving yourself that's not real insight. That's just you trying to tell somebody to, oh, come on, prove it. Bro, I've been doing this for years, bro. Like, come on, man. You said that, tell me what I'm getting before I buy it. Like, hey, come buy this. Nah, it ain't even that. Y'all never see me do nothing like that. I never go and get on here and be trying to force people to do stuff like that. No, because that's not my style. It's just, to me, those of you that want that, like I say, you'll check into it, you'll ask about it. But either way, I still got my own business in city. So people call me. I got Facebook groups. I'm good, bro. That's what I'm saying. If somebody would like to get the service, cool. But I'm not going to get on here and just I'm not desperate and trying to make folks do stuff. No. See, there you go. You know, it's kind of like a broken record. You just keep saying the same, repeating yourself, man. See, I could tell you, I know something about you already that you don't even realize. I can tell you just don't know. You just don't listen. That's what I know for sure. You don't listen, and that's why you don't know how to let things be, or you probably don't even know how to be still. See, let's see what you gotta say about that. Yeah, he quiet now. He don't know what to say. Oh, I think people are dumb. Okay, well, if I thought, listen, now you just look. I'm gonna tell you like this. You think people are dumb. Stop projecting. See, you think people are dumb, and that's the thing. That's why you trying to ask me. I guarantee you, like, you know, you're not even. See, this is why it's so crazy, because it's like you thinking that. How can I say this? I know what you're doing. You on here trolling. Maybe you looking for some type of attention, but I don't get it, man. No, I wouldn't just, like I say, I'm not gonna get on. I'm not gonna do it. Hey, like I say, it ain't gonna be no. It's not gonna be for free. Put it like that. I couldn't do it. No, I wouldn't do it for free. Cause like I say, I know what his sign is though. But I ain't gonna do it for free. Let me see. I already know it. I know what your sign is already, bro. Just how you coming, bro. I already know what it is. And the reason I say this, cause like you gotta understand, like he came on here trying to criticize, trying to cut down on the whole thing about me. See? Oh, now you're saying you said I'll be honest. Like, okay, come on. Well, you should be honest. You shouldn't have to say that to yourself. So that let me know you're not even honest. See? So that means tell me you lie most of the time. Okay. When you go see, that's the thing. You're telling yourself that you're trying to convince your own self with your words. You said no, I'm saying I won't front about it. Well, it's like, well, why would you front about it? You wouldn't have to tell yourself that. See? It's like you're trying to reason with yourself because you know you're out of line. See that? It's just the way to me, I know what his sign is, and I could tell because he's doing a whole lot of trying to convince, and then he keeps on writing stuff. He yapping more than I am. See? He talking about nothing. You said, what in the world would I need to tell myself to ask what my sign is, fam? Because, bro, I'm saying it's just that you're trying to get on here and make me prove something. You're trying to make me prove something, but you're trying to manipulate by trying to get me to tell you what your sign is after I've already told you I don't do that for free. See that? So that's the thing. And that's why I said I can see clearly. I can see clearly now. The rain is gone. I can see that you don't listen. See that? So what sign doesn't listen? Because you doing a whole lot of talking like a Taurus or something. You talking too fucking much, bro. Bro, you don't even know what insight is, bro. You don't even know. And see, that's another thing. Some of y'all be doing this, man. It's like y'all be like asking for like insight and like trying to know things, but you just don't even like. To me, it's like you don't even know what insight is and you asking for insight. That's crazy. But yeah, I just know he's very vocal. So I feel like the only sign that doesn't listen is Taurus, bro. Taurus, like Charleston White, like just running their goddamn mouth and just trying to act like they know stuff and trying to prove it, and trying to put the stamp down. So it's like, to me, that's how I know, like, it's crazy. Like I say, man, I'm not doing it for free. Like I said, you sound like a Taurus because you keep yapping, you keep being vocal. Taurus is very vocal. See? No, I don't think he's trying to push the buttons because he's trying to get, what he's doing is he's trying to test the waters, but he's trying to see if he can make me do something. See? I told everyone I have strong will, bro. You can't break the barriers of what I put up already, bro. See? But I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna draw the illusion on you. See that? So I could tell you not even subscribed, CJ. I could tell you not even subscribing. You on here trolling, bro. But yeah, that's the thing. I know what kind of sign that is because I feel that same energy. And usually a sign that really comes to do the whole back and forth. Like I say, when you look at the people that actually have beef with Pisces, who would y'all think it is in the chat? Of course I got a gift, but I'm saying, like, you want to get it for free. That's the difference. See? Then you said, I'm not asking for insight, just so you could call it, and even if you get it wrong. See, I just told you you wasn't even a subscriber, bro. That's even more disrespectful. You asking for my services and you ain't even subscribed. Listen, you just told on yourself. You just told on yourself. And it's so crazy is that I drew the illusion and I got the truth out of you that quick. See that? Bro, you don't know nothing about none of anything I talk. Look, like I say, it's disrespectful enough that you're not subscribed and you're watching. See that? Bro, now you want to say a clown, bro? Come on, bro. to me, it's the argument is not even like, how can I say it? It's not even an argument, bro. Make it make sense. See, now you slipping and tripping over your own words. What is it? See? He trying to make me slip up and do something. You will never make me slip up and do nothing, bro. Like I say, I have great insight and perception. Autocorrect, no. I would never, if I, like I say, why would I try if I have the gift? Come on, man. And then this is the thing. It's not for the people because listen, you're not even subscribed. Like I say, that's disrespectful in itself to come here and do that, bro. What I say this, your sign is a troll. So let that sink in. Yeah, what's his name? Let me see. Anthony said Jesus died so you could live. Facts. So this is now you talking about a shot? Come on, man. Talking about take a 1 in 12 shot. That's crazy. See, that's the thing, like, because you remind me of a water sign, bro. But at the same time, you give off them Taurus vibes. See that? I can feel that you give off the Taurus vibes, but you got that whole, like, how can I say it? You feel like a water sign. I knew you was a water sign, and guess who I know out of the water signs? I know which one you are. I know which one you are too. What water sign always wants you to prove something? Prove it, prove it, prove it, prove it. Prove it that is this and that. Prove it that is this and that. Who y'all think it is? See? Yeah, you said close. So let me ask you this. He said Scorpio. Well, I'll say this. Now he said, I believe in you. You sound like a Pisces, bro. But it's crazy because, you know, that's Pisces. That's one of Pisces' slogans is I believe. And a lot of Pisces use that when they want to prove a point or they say something, they always use the word believe. But yeah, you sound like a Pisces, bro. Scorpio would be more like quieter, more quiet. You gotta understand with Scorpio is not really likes to be on a they don't really like the attention. They like to be in the background. See. Cancer is more see, the thing about it, Cancer could be the same, but see, Cancer really doesn't have the flexibility with what they think about, like how they think about things. Like Cancer would say things like, oh, yeah, you know, I've heard that before, or hey, they're more stubborn in their thoughts. See, but they like they could, you know, gaslight, be passive aggressive and that and whatnot. But you know, it all depends. Let me see. I am JC said I'm a Pisces. My lovers are always Scorpio and Virgos. Oh, okay. Which one you like? Which one you like the best? Which one you don't like? Like which one you don't really? Out of the two, which one gives you the most problems? CJ, you said come on, lots of speculation. No, I'm not it's not speculation. It's just that, like I say, you gotta go where the freebies are. The freebies, see? But yeah. That's why I said the illusion, like I say, The illusion can really put it like this. Like, I know the type of energy, and I see, wait, there you come on some, you got it. Wait, hey, why? Hey, why you say, yo, you got it? Why you saying that now? Come on, man. Come on. See, that's why I said you got people that come, okay, put it like this. There's people on YouTube, okay? And, you know, as a YouTuber, we can see, or as I say this, most YouTubers can see, like, how many people are, you know, tuning into their channel that are not subscribed, bro. See, usually that's like, what, 60%, 70%? So, to me, it's like, see, you're here to spectate, see? You're trying to prove something like, oh, real recognize real. Oh, I don't think he really knows what's real and what. And so you come here spectating, see that, or speculating, or just, you told on yourself, because I told you I was I told you I was drawing the illusion, and you just started telling on yourself, buddy. I don't need your sub. See, that's what you fail to realize. You need your, put it like that. You need somebody to sub to you and your BS that you coming with. See, because I can see right now you want attention. See that? Now you said, damn, ouch. So yeah, you damn sure a water sign now. Let me see. Hey, I'm only calling it like I see it, man. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to, you know, figure it out. But yeah, Smoke Screen said, why would I see? That's the thing though. Okay, so let me see. Smoke Screen said we attract Virgos, Scorpios because they're broken and we have things to fix within. Yeah, that's true. It's just like, but that's why I said today this is all I've been getting into it with. Put it like this, all day today, that's all I've been doing is getting into it with people. So it's like, just because I did that open enemies, the 6th house, and what it represents, and then I did the 12th house, and then boom, here comes CJ. See, it's like, come on, man, it's like, I ain't gonna even keep reiterating, keep saying the same thing over. But like I say, it's just like, I already knew you wasn't subscribed. I already knew that already. Like, I already knew you wasn't one of the day ones. So you asking me all these crazy, you know, guess my, hey, guess my sign, say my sign. It's like, yo, for what reason? Give me one good reason. Give me one good reason, because I feel like there's a lot of things I could really do. Hey, there's a lot of other things that I could do, because I feel it's very disrespectful for you to come on here and troll at this hour. See that? Okay, so CJ, you said after day ones, you said you had a gift, show the people. Okay, the gift is not for you. See that? You are trolling, bro. You coming on here and it's like, bro, you're not funny, bro. See? It's just like, you want to troll, bro. That's how I know you on that 6ix9ine type shit. But I mean, like, this is the thing. Let me ask you this. I probably popped up on your news feed. You got a notification. I don't know. How did you even find my channel? That's what I want to know. Man, listen, bro. It's not about what you think. It's not about what you hoped, hey, to happen. See? And you want to know why? Because of the benefit of the doubt. See that? And I can tell you the type of person that you just don't understand the real deal anyway. You don't want to accept it. See? You're trying to overstep boundaries, and it's like, look, man, you're at the wrong channel, bro. You're at the wrong channel, and you know that already. See, you said corner hustling. Okay, well, I don't even understand. I don't know what that means, bro. But if you keep on playing with me, bro, I'm gonna throw a hex on you, bro. So just keep that in mind, bro. Because you right now, you like super annoying as fuck right now, and I will throw a hex on you, bro. So don't, just keep on. I tell you what, just get the hell out of here, man. See, just click the X and go to the next YouTuber. See that? If you keep talking, I'm gonna throw a hex. I'm gonna put a hex on you, bro. See, you come on here trolling and tap dancing and doing all this weird shit, bro. Okay, I'm throwing a hex on you. Hey, I want you to catch. Hey, open your hands and put your hands like this, bro. Do this, right? And I'm gonna throw a hex on you, okay? Catch this hex, Brody. Tell me when you caught it. Tell me when you caught it. Hey, tell me when you caught it. Now I ain't saying nothing now, see? See? I told you, man, you came on here playing with the wrong one, bro. Tell me when you caught it, bro. Oh, you already caught it then, see? Man, you already caught it, so that means, all right, okay? Hey, I know I sent this, so you got it, bro. Hey, even if you can't find it, it's still stuck to you. Yeah, he ain't gonna be able to block it, bro. Trust. I've seen this bro. Every time I put a hex on somebody, bro, they know to back off. It ain't even a folklore type of hex, dog. It's a whole different type of hex, bro. So you thinking I'm talking about some witch type stuff. I'm not talking about no witch type stuff. A hex that I'm talking about is a hex where people come trolling and doing all kind of negative stuff and trying to exploit and trying to, come in. I wasn't even bothering you, bro. You came on my channel stumbling and doing all this bull crap, bro. So if you got that type of energy, all I said was I'm putting a hex on you. See? So that loud, what I'm referring to with the hex is that what's gonna happen is you're gonna reap what you just did, bro. All that little stuff you doing, coming on here trying to tell me to prove to you this and that after I've already told you. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm not gonna block you. I'm not even gonna block you. I'm gonna hold you right here. See? Because I know that I'm tired of blocking people. I'm just finna start talking to you, giving you the same energy. See? I don't give a damn what you come on here talking about legit. It ain't listen, you wanna come play with me, you wanna come on here and troll, and I'm gonna troll right back on your ass. See? So look, the only difference is the hex is on you, man. And all that means is that everything you just came on here and did, bro, somebody gonna do that to you, and they're gonna do it fast. So within the next 7 days, somebody gonna be playing on your phone. Somebody gonna probably end up sending a pizza to your house that you didn't order. You're gonna be hearing all kind of stuff. Karma is not playing with you, bro. So don't put your hand in the fire and then be confused when it burns. See? Listen, I'm gonna tell you what's so funny. You don't even have to listen. You don't even have to know anything else. You don't have to know anything else. I'm gonna just let you stay in that illusion, okay? Now let me see. Bro, here we go. See, that's the thing. But I mean, you, bro, like I say, man, what I got a $1 million question for you. What do you want from me? See, what do you want from me? Nah, that's the thing though. Like he wants me to tell him what his sign is, okay? But I told him that I'm not just gonna be giving away freebies. And then I guess this man think it's a free, maybe he thinks because it's Easter that I don't know. Maybe he thinks that uh I don't know, maybe confusing me with somebody else. See? But hey, it is what it is. See? But that's the thing, like, now you told no, I just wasn't aware I was in the presence of a warlock. Just called my sign. The presence of a warlock. That's crazy work, bro. Now you being petty, bro. Now you showing your ad. Now you showing your sign. I don't even have to tell you your sign. You just did it. You just did it. You being petty, bro. You want to come on here. You not bro. You can't outthink me, bro. You see that? You can't, bro. You can't piss me off, bro. I know that's what you're trying to do. See? Diana said she says she's a natural witch. Damn. Let me see. Bro. You were just talking about some just tell you. Okay. You sound like a Cancer, bro. You won't just let go, bro. Just stop trying to cling on to the question, bro. It's not gonna happen, bro. It's not gonna happen, buddy. He being a Krabby Patty, he being a crab cake. And that's the thing. When people be negative, trying to project, bro, that's not gonna work, bro. He trying to act like he's tough, like he has the tough exterior, and he doesn't. See? That we call that emotional. See? You clinging on to the emotion of something that you feel that you think you've caught me at a time of vulnerability when you haven't. See, just because I said I got into it with a Virgo and a Libra, you thought it was time for me to, oh, well, what's my sign? Because you're so gifted. Come on, bro. And then little did you see, hey, you didn't even notice the sign is membership. And you're not even subscribed. So how can you get on here and expect me to do that? That's super, super disrespectful. He can't change the vibration, bro. That's why I said, like, he doesn't understand that right now I'm living rent free inside of his head. See that? So, hey, I could get the benefits, and I don't even have to listen. I don't have to do anything. And he's still here. See that? You see how that, to me, it's that, think of it like a mosquito, okay? And think of it that this man has to go, see, it's warm enough, so he wants to just fly around and hoping that he can suck some blood and get something, because that's all he's gonna get. See? So that's what he's doing. He's trying to feed off energy, bro. You're not, bro. It's not gonna work, bro. You can't listen, like you called me a yapper, okay? Well, I give you kudos for actually being right about something for a change. Yes, I am quite a yapper. So everybody give it up for CJ. Give it up for CJ, man. He did something right. He actually guessed the right thing. Okay. Now what else? Okay. See, you had your 5 minutes of fame, so ain't nothing left over, man. That we ate all the food, bro. Let me see. So I would leave this earth simulation soon. That's crazy. Says, so you gathering info and more info, so call it. Nah, man, nah, that's not happening, Brody. See, the Big Dave said, John 3:16, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, so that whoever believe in him may not perish and have eternal life. Yeah, I get that, bro. Like, but here's the thing. I got something for you, Big Dave, okay? I feel like this, bro. Like, it's okay to help people come to Christ, bro, but are you living 100% perfect? Just ask. I don't mean no harm in charming. Just ask yourself that one question. See, because hey, one without sin cast the first stone. So don't listen. And I got script. Listen, bro. I pray every day, bro. I pray every day, man. I got Bible verses all in here, bro. And that's why I say, like, I'm not just this. You see, a lot of y'all confusing me with the tarot, whatever you call them, right? And I'm like, look, man, I'm in my own lane. See, so it is what it is. And I managed to do something that required me to stay in my own lane. So I don't know if some people are mad, but it's just like, I don't know. Mad that I'm still on here, I'm still doing videos and whoop-de-woo. I don't know. Man, listen, bro, like, that's what you want. Like I say, I don't have anything against nobody, bro. But you got a lot. I could tell you wanted to be here, but hey, I ain't got nothing. Whatever you was asking for me is not on the list, okay? So you gotta go, do the other thing. But I understand that you were bored today. Maybe you didn't save any money on your car insurance. Maybe it was just a bad date that you may have had or something. Maybe you just had a good day. Maybe you had a very good day, very good dinner. Maybe you walked your dog, you fed your fish. I don't know, bro. You know how to understand, like, I don't really I don't focus on certain things that you probably focus on, if that makes sense. To me, it's just like, if you thought you was gonna come on here and out talk me, that wasn't gonna happen, bro. See that? Here we go. Now people want to wait. No, that's the thing. Like, see, I'm actually a good person. People assume that I'm a different way because they want me to be a different way. They trying to see the problem. I'll tell you what the big problem is. A lot of people like my content. So there's people that don't have a life, or I don't know. I'm not gonna judge them. They're probably not doing what I'm doing, and they're mad because people actually like the content. But hey, I'm humble. I'm grateful. I'm grateful if I have 50 views, if I got 5 people, if I got 2 people, if I got 1 person. I'm just as grateful, because guess what? There's a lot of channels that they don't even get views. So to me, an audience is an audience, even if it's just 1 person. See, because I'm not doing it just for the money. I do it because I like doing this. So this is like a hobby. So to me, it's like, but I just don't like, I don't just randomly go around just like saying, like today I did, because I was actually like trying to hone in on my on energy today. So that's why I was able to know, there's people's signs that I was asking. And as I went around asking random people, oh, are you a such and such? And they were like, yeah, how do you know? So that's pretty much how that went down. But I don't just be going around bragging and like trying to like act like I know it all. So it is what it is. And I'll say this, that no, I'm not. I say I'm not perfect. I know I'm not perfect. Like, okay, every person, has a slip up here and there, or hey, There's a few times where a person might not be accurate. Like I say, if it resonates. But if I say the wrong sign, that doesn't mean I'm not intuitive. Because guess what? I say this, I probably more like 97, 98% accurate. See? And maybe 2% is just like, I miss sometimes, and it is what it is. But it's just like, to me, when you look at being intuitive, it's all about what you honing in on. Because even if it hasn't happened yet, doesn't mean that you're wrong. It could mean that it just, the person can actually, this is what I mean by it. A person can actually behave or do what you said they would do, but it might not happen on the same day. It could be 2 weeks from now. It could be a month from now. It could be 2 years from now, but it will come to pass. See? So some people, they take the intuitive insight and they think it's supposed to happen right now. See? And then it's like, no, that it's going to happen, but it's going to happen in its own timing. See? Now, with the sign situation, you could tell what sign is what by having the accurate, see, you got to have the accurate perception of what that sign entails. So when you recognize the energy of that sign within that person, that's how you're able to intuitively give the insight more accurately. Because it's like, okay, I know the behaviors of a Capricorn. I know the behaviors of an Aries. I know the behaviors the personality of this sign. And when I see it in others, as they're like, going about their day in and day out, I realize that, this has to be a Sag, or this has to be Aquarius. See, because they're doing Aquarius behavior. See, they're detaching from their emotions, or hey, and then it's not me guessing. What I go by is energy. See, the output. And then you got to know, like, how you test or confirm, your work, is you go back and say, okay, well, let me ask this type of question and see if I get a detached emotional response. See? So it's like, if you see that happen, boom, they do exactly what you thought they were going to do. They're an Aquarius. It's like, that's how you use the intuition, because the intuition is going to tell you, and it's going to be the first thing that comes out of your mouth. You just going to say it, and it's just going to be like, what? But you can't second guess yourself when your intuition shows you what it is. See? Because you might say to yourself, like, oh, I'm not sure. Or you can't, in order to be more intuitive, you cannot, come from a mind state of doubt. It's like, and then I'm going to tell you another secret. When you put it like this, when you're not sure, that means that doesn't mean to just say anything. See what I'm saying? You have to actually know what you see, or what you're picking up on. And if you don't see anything, you don't say anything. See, and that's where a lot of astrologers, where they slip up, is that when they don't have a reading, or they don't have anything anything that they're picking up on, they tend to make up stuff. See, and it's like, that ends up messing up the whole situation. So you're not supposed to say anything if you don't have anything to say. So that's why I always tell people, like, look, if you don't pick up on nothing, there might not be nothing to pick up. See? So it is what it is. See, but CJ, you worried about the chat instead of worrying about the question you asked for and your own self, like your own. That's why I said, well, I feel like in sense that you just on here, I feel like you just on here. You so worried. You're a spectator. You worried about, who's watching and who's listening, and you're trying to answer for them, which is like your influence has nothing to do with them. See, they've done something that you haven't done. They some of them subscribe and you just sitting there just like you just there, see? But it's like, I tell you what, bro, like like I say, I know what you want and I know what you're trying to do. I'm just here to tell you subconsciously it's not gonna work, bro. Because I know you thought you was gonna come on here and piss me off. You thought I was gonna get mad and block you, but I'm not gonna do it. See, I've already taken that right away. I've taken that right away from you. See, so that's why I'm just letting you sit here and maybe get some nice little watch hours out of you. So it's pretty cool. Thanks, man. You know, hey, get some nice watch hours out of you, man. Hey, I can't, I got to get you some kind of way, man. But, I do appreciate it. Yeah, so what I've learned in life is this. If people that want you, they want to get a reaction out of you so bad, it's like, bro, come on, bro. And yeah, he does sound like a Scorpio because he's trying to get that reaction. It's like he's really hustling for it too. He ain't backing down from it. See? It's like, come on, man. Why you coming for me so strongly? You see? Haven't you known if you can't beat them, join them? See? Let me see. See. Well, I mean, you could be vulgar if you want to. That's on you, bro. I'm not afraid of you. I'm not afraid of you being vulgar, or that's something that if you choose to do, that has nothing to do with me. That's your own self. I mean, that's the thing. Like, you got people that think they could push your buttons. They got, people think that they can make you do something you don't want to do. See? But that's why I say, like, you have to have strong will, because it's going to always be people out there that's going to try to, how could I say, they try to discredit you or try to challenge you. And it's like, with no intent to actually stay. You see what I'm saying? They just came because, they see a person has, a strong influence. And they're like, what we call those type of people are haters. See that? And here, I tell you what, I'm giving you a free seat. You see? I'm giving you a free seat because, you need haters. So, well, hey, welcome. See that? I know you a hater because you haven't said anything. How can I say, positive? See? You haven't said anything positive. If a person tells you no, are you going to keep pushing for it and keep asking anyway? And that's manipulative behavior, see? Because you think, if I ask him a million times, he'll just cave in and do it. Well, guess what? That only works on certain people because the answer is still no. See? So it's like this is what I do. I let you keep asking, and guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to keep saying no. See that? So you can't make me do something I do not want to do. You get it? See? Now, that's why I said let that sink in. Because you're going to tire yourself out once you realize, it's not working. And even if you don't tire yourself out, you will stop at some point. See? Because you're falling for the illusion that I'm going to tell you. And that's the craziest part, is that he really thinks that if he stays here in front of me where I can see his messages, he thinks that, I'll be like Tim and the construction crew and we'll just keep digging until we find the gold. And guess what? The longer you stay, my friend, guess what? You still won't find that answer. See? And on top of that, I didn't assume, my friend. I know you are a hater. See that? That's the difference. He said, all right, my guy, no, it's not what you thought, but I can move on. I just thought from what you said, you could guess. No, I don't guess. This is what you fail to realize, buddy, is that I don't guess a person's sign. See? Now, I didn't mean to pop your bubble, but I did, okay? So it's a difference between guessing and knowing. See? But how you approach me, I have nothing for you, bro. You see that? You got to work on your approach. It's just the way you came at me, bro. It's just like you came at me on some rude type of energy, bro. Now you crying, bro. You gotta be a Cancer, bro. Watch, man. Come on, bro. I ain't finna. Now you wanna, oh, what was me? Come on, Brody. Okay, I see. And this is the thing. See, I hope many of you that are here have, like I say, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. It costs nothing. Zero. See? A lot of people just really can't do that for, can't show support, bro. And that's why I keep saying, why are you here, bro? Because it's like pointless. To me, it's like, if you're just going to come sit here and watch and not, that you're going to come here and sit and not watch. And then it's like, okay, then you didn't even subscribe. That's crazy, bro. That let me know, like, people are really, like, low-key mad that I'm even doing this. And they hate to see me on this platform, doing something that I like to do. See, it's crazy. With no intentions to subscribe. Let me see. Man, listen, bro. Shout out to LG Spookaloo. Appreciate that, Brody. Yeah, he just looking for some type of attention, bro. It's like and it's crazy because I tend to attract people like him that's like, coming from that need healing. And it's like they don't know how to communicate. See, it's like they try to railroad you and try to tell you what to do and make you do something. That's not the way you approach people, bro. But I mean, like I say, bro, but this is the thing. You're not asking me what your sign is. What you're doing is you're being condescending, and you're trying to challenge me as if I don't know what I'm talking about. See that? I can see right through the little facade that you're trying to put up, bro. I'm not dumb, bro. I got straight A's in psychology, bro. Man, listen, bro. And not to even be, I'm not even the type of person to brag, bro. I could just, your tone behind your words is, I'm already knowing, like, you didn't come here to get your sign. You came here to troll, bro. See that? Oh, now you want to gaslight. I guess it's the internet, Hex. Well, hey, man, you might actually make a product for me. Maybe I might have to use that, bro. Maybe that might be a product that I can come out with. You learn ideas from your enemies, bro, from your haters. See? So it's like everything that you say, it's like, hey, you're very creative, man. You should give yourself a pat on the back. See? That's what I said. Like, I have a question for you. Are you having fun? Let me ask you the real question. I'm gonna ask you, are you miserable? Because it looks like you want company. That's what I want to know. CJ, are you miserable? You're not getting enough attention. So you got to get on the internet, huh? See, that he's still trying to He's still doing that. Stubbornness. Who said, let me see, mine. Let me see. Mine Urza said, hello, internet hexing, are you for real? CJ, if you only knew. Move around, man. Yeah, that's the thing. Appreciate that. Shout out to you, mine. URZ47 said he's always accurate. I've been in several groups. He started to this day. He been on point every time. It's a Pisces thing. Facts. That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, definitely. Like I say, no, it's just like, to me, it's I appreciate that you guys for, you know, giving you know, telling this man, but it's like he's that's why I say he's just the type of person that, like, we need people like him, because remember I said it's always gonna be somebody out there that's gonna try to challenge you. You know, they're gonna get on your channel, they're gonna get on the platform, they're gonna try to come on here and try to, you know, test you and try to see what you know, and, you know, whoop-de-whoop-de-woo. It's like, come on, bro. The whole thing is you're looking for a reaction, bro. Like I say, the type of person you are, bro, I could get, like I say, I could tell you're negative, bro. See? I could tell you don't have many friends. See? A person that keeps asking the same question over and over and over and over is expecting different results. Expecting different results. You keep asking the same thing. It's almost like you're forgetting what you're even asking. Why you have to keep asking over and over after someone told you no. Oh, I'm getting. Oh, now I'm getting the R. Kelly type vibes off you, buddy. See, when people tell you no, you just gonna keep going. You think you just gonna take it. Oh yeah, you one of them type. Okay. See, he's like, he probably goes around asking women, "Oh, can I get your number?" She says no, but can I get your number? Can I just call you? Can I just talk to you? And, you know, and he's just being a creep. That's how the type of vibes I get from him. Nah, I ain't giving you the sign, bro. Let me see. Yeah, so anyway, because I'm getting bored now with talking to this dude, bro. Let me see. Smokescreen said he one of them 3 signs: Scorpio, Sag, or Taurus. He said, she said he don't even know how to begin a deep thing. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like he's I think he's just going through something. But here's the thing, like, he has a low vibration. The engagement, Brody. I mean, like I say, I have a Sagittarius stellium, bro. So I do get bored, bro. Even if I'm doing content, but I'm not going. It's not about me, so I still give you guys the content even if I'm bored. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not about me, fam. So I just hypothetically said that because you keep on talking about the same stuff, bro. You're not saying anything else interesting or nothing funny. It's like, bro, I know the type of frequency that you're on, bro. See, but you still don't even know that what I'm doing with you, you don't even know what I'm doing. It's so funny. See that? I'm doing mind control with you, and you don't even know it, because the longer you stay on here, bro, when you get up, when this live is over with, you gonna still be thinking about me, bro. See? And when you dream, you gonna see me in your dreams, bro. And then I'm telling you, you ain't gonna want it. That's what I say. You gotta be careful what you set your eyes on, bro. See? Playing around throughout the day, doing things, Bro, be careful, bro. It is not a threat. I'm just telling you, be careful what you chase after and go after, because guess what? That illusion of what you think it is nothing like what it really is, the truth behind it, see? So you asking me for a sign. You said, what is my sign? I told you your sign is for you to leave. See? So now you're asking for a sign. You wasn't precisely asking for a zodiac sign. You said, what's my sign? So that lets me know you're not even a part of the collective. Maybe where you came from was from hell itself, right? See that? But yeah, that's the thing. I want him to sit on here. I want him to sit here, and like I say, he's not gonna win this battle. Nope. It's not about it's not about taking off. But here I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna say something that's very. I'm gonna say this is very interesting. The very thing you just said is something already that you already knew about when you got here. See that? I just said, say, take off. I just say take off, and I would do it. Then my question is, why did you even start? Why did you even come here? You already knew that already. See that? That let me know you came here with a failed attempt. You experienced a failed attempt in regards to me, but you actually, like I say, I took time aside to actually help you. See that? And you don't even know what help is. And then you said, oh, just tell me when to leave so I'll take off. But you already done took off already. You see that? You already took off, bro. Now you're trying to be funny, bro, because you know that the truth is sinking in now. See, that means that, hey, I upped the score. I'm up on the scoreboards, and now you're getting into your emotions. See that? You're getting into your emotions. He said, I scrolled on you and you said you had a gift. I asked if could my sign, but now you just speaking in a different language, bro. See, it's not alphabet soup, bro. See, it's not alphabet soup bowl. Now do you hear how that sounds? It's not alphabet soup bowl. Come on, bro. You gotta talk with proper English, buddy. Something you should learn in what? The 5th grade? The spelling class? See? But yeah, it's to me, like I say, you gotta, I know what you're doing, but it's so crazy. You gotta know what you're doing and own it. See? That's what I'm saying. See, mine, you hit it right on the head. He's scraping and scrambling because he knows that he's already lost. He wasn't prepared for what we did today. See, he thought he was gonna come in here and take over, and it didn't happen, bro. You made yourself look bad, bro. See, listen, bro. Now you're trying to put emphasis on something, bro. Only, like I say, I don't even want to know what it means. I don't even want to know what it is. It's just like I say, now you're trying to use a word and say something. Come on, bro. That's great. What we call that is scraping and scrambling, reaching for straws, yada, 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 whooping. You're doing that, bro. See? Stop it. Bro. I don't want to see you trying to listen. Okay. Yep. Go ahead. You say yikes, whatever you want to say, bro. Whatever makes you feel better, bro. Yep. I don't want to know what it means. See? You can't make me understand you, bro. See that? Just like you don't know anything of what I'm talking about. It's not making sense to you. See that? Yikes. That's cold-blooded, bro. And that's what I'm saying. It's bottom feeder facts. It's just like he's just trying to find some type of way to stay relevant in this conversation. But it's like, hold on, let me see. It's like he thinks he's so smart, like, and you know, whatnot. So it's like, I know clearly what he's talking about, but it's like, it's crazy because, yeah. So that's the thing. Like, people just, like I said, they get, okay. Where I'm trying to put my, okay. Yeah. Okay. So that's the thing. Like, it's a difference for me getting on here, and he tried to change the whole vibe of the topic of the live or whatnot. Okay. Because it's like he thinks I'm getting on here and like, oh, because I'm not mentioning signs, because it's not a freebie that I do. See, I never said that, oh, I'm gonna get on my lives every night and give free intuitive insights. Never said that. See, so you trying to mix apples with oranges, and it's not working, bro. See, no. Actually, I was answering a text from my girl. You really think you know everything, bro? You see how he tries to reach for something? Like, oh, now you see. Come on, bro. I got a question. Since you so smart, what does the first house mean? Oh no. What sign do I have in my first house? Since you so smart. See? That's crazy, man. That's I don't know, man. To me, that's just crazy. Yeah, the first house. It's it's very easy question, man. It's not rocket science, bro. But you don't even know, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you come here, you scraping and scrambling, you absolutely have no idea what kind of content goes on here. See? Yeah, I know you didn't make any claims because you don't know. You don't know anything about this. See? We call that ignorance. You don't know. You don't know better. You don't know anything about what I'm talking about. See? So my question again, why are you here? See? Oh, I get it. You were here for the illusion. Perfect. See? So I'm going to give you the impression that you understand when you actually don't. See that? And I'm going to reiterate, and I'm going to match your energy. See? And I'm going to take all your energy. So you're going to become very sleepy. See? Now you don't even know. I'm going to throw a spell on you right now. So you're going to end up, oh, you're going to question yourself. Every time you talk to somebody, you're going to say, oh, you hear me? You hear me? And then you're going to say the same damn question over again. See? You just don't know. Hey, that's what I'm saying. Like, bro, you messing with the wrong one, bro. You see that? Because, yeah, right now, I can see you already hypnotized, bro. See? And then you want to know why you like hypno, so much. See that? But see, he ain't saying too much of nothing now, you guys. He was writing Speedy Gonzalez on the keyboard. You see? Or his phone, just typing away. Now what? See? Nothing. Crickets. But you know what? You know what tastes good? Chocolate crickets. Chocolate covered crickets. I bet that's one of his favorite meals. See? I bet that's something that he enjoys. It'd be a nice little snack. Okay. Now, let me see something here. Okay. So yes, what I was talking about with the, like for him, I could tell like he's one of those hidden enemies. See? Yeah, you probably look like a bug too, bro. Okay. So now you're looking at spell casting. Now you're saying that that's what, a warlock, bro? Come on, man. See? That's crazy, bro. Like you really think you know what you know, but you really know nothing, bro. What is a warlock then if you so smart? And it ain't just, hey, don't just mention, oh, it's a spell. That's what spell casting. What is it? What is a warlock? See? That means you're watching too much TV. See? Binge watching TV and you probably watch a lot of warlocks, huh? You watch a lot of warlocks? Nah, bro. It's not a such thing as a manwich, bro. See? You right. That is a sandwich. You're just eating the sandwich and then you coming up with just, you just making up stuff at this point. Ain't no manwich going on. First off, if a person is really a warlock, bro, I'll give you an example of what a warlock is. A warlock is more like Diddy. See? And a lot of things that the warlock does, you don't even get to see him. See? I don't ever, hey man, see, that's the thing. Like me and you come from two different cloths, bro. I never ate no goddamn manwich, bro. See? That's something that you were probably, your upbringing, you were eating manwich sandwiches and whatnot. Thank God, Misty. Thank you so much. Thank you, man. Thank you. Whoo! Thank you so much. That came in clutch. Yeah, because this son of a gun just came in this mug just cutting up a little too much. But yeah. It's life, like I say, life is all about frequencies, you guys. Let me go to my notes on this one, because frequencies, let's talk about the frequencies now. Let me see here. And I'm gonna tell you what he just came in here with is a frequency. See, because you gotta understand what his intent is to try to disrupt the flow of the live. See, usually if a person reacts to it, then that would be him being successful at that attempt, right? Because yeah, he said, Misty said he's going to bed now. Facts. See, appreciate that. And how you doing, Misty, by the way? And here's the thing, like, okay, so when you look at frequencies, what it actually means, what a frequency actually means is something that keeps vibrating per second. See, it's like it's steady, it keeps coming back, I'm gonna tell you why the frequency keeps coming back, because when it tries to disrupt yours, you can feel the vibration and it feels like it's going against you. See, rather than joining you, rather than meshing or balancing out to where you don't feel the vibration. When you don't feel the vibration, that means you both are on the same frequency. Now, when we look at 1 hertz, 1 hertz is the vibration per second. We look at 100 hertz. That's the 100 vibrations per second. And then you look at 1,000 hertz. That's 1,000 vibrations per second. So here it's like we look at frequencies such as radio, brain waves, just the sound, when you hear the sound of anything, or you hear the light, including a person's voice. So even if a person is not speaking and they are like what we just experienced now with CJ, that's a brainwave. That's still an energy, see, because it keeps vibrating, it keeps trying to grow, you see. And you see how he was more concerned about everybody else. So that tells you where he was sent from. It shows what frequency that he's operating on. Okay. Now, the crazy thing about it is when you feel put it like this, when you feel the effects of the frequency, let's say it's almost like 0.5 to 4 hertz. That is what considered deep sleep. That's a deep sleep frequency. When you are with someone that's trying to disrupt your frequency, you oftentimes feel tired. You feel like going to bed. You feel weak all of a sudden. You feel distracted, or you feel whatever you feel. What's causing it? It's that person with the low frequency. See? That's why, if you ever notice, I always say stop scraping and scrambling. Stop reaching for straws. Because you're so low you're operating at such a low frequency, you're trying to reach on and grab on to anything to vibrate. See? Because that's the thing. It's like a mosh pit. As soon as you open it up, then all these people start trying to jump into the same boat as the person that is looking for it, that's reaching. Now, when it comes to 4 to 8 hertz, that's considered dreams and meditation. See? So that's why I say, like, even if, like me, and I'm going to tell you, when you are an alpha, you're operating at 8 to 12 hertz, which is what? That's a calm and relaxed state. And this is why I said instantly that he couldn't, that's why I say it's like me speaking a different language to him, even though I'm actually not. It's like I'm basically telling him what he's trying to do as he subconsciously thinks about it. See? And that shuts him down. So that's why he had nothing else to say but the same words. See? Because the same words, that's like him trying to hide behind a question, bro. Is, hey, tell me what my sign is. He couldn't say anything else. He was stuck there. See? Because that's as far as his frequency will let him go. That's why I always tell people life is about frequencies. It's like demons operate at a low vibration, very low vibration. That's why I'm going to tell you, why do you think when you are, put it like this, out and about, and demons actually got to come from the bottom? See, they're coming from hell is at a low vibration. So when something comes from the way below, all the way, try to come to the surface, they're going to meet you at your feet. See that? And that's why people have to get prayer and get those demons binded and cast it out. That's what this is what this book is about. See, this book that I have is about binding and casting out demons, okay? Because listen, you can't fight off a demon in your flesh. You see, you can't fight off a demon just off of like a physical fight. You will lose every time. See, so you have to fight it in the spirit. See, that's why you got to have a close relationship with Jesus to get to bind and cast that demon out. Okay, now and why I say that's a whole nother story. That's why I keep telling people, like, bro, You could talk about anything. As long as you know you're pure in heart, you could talk about anything. But when it comes to actually knowing things, it's gonna require a gift from God. It's not gonna be like, oh, you just doing something within yourself. That's what I've been trying to tell people. But he thinks that I was just gonna guess. See, he was trying to tempt me to guess because that will make it look like, oh, you're just guessing. See, and I told him it's not a guess, it's a knowing. It's more of a knowing. Intuition is all about knowing things, not guessing things. But anyway, so the thing about it is when you listen to music, that's another form of frequency, right? Now, when you're listening to music that is at 174 hertz, for example, this will cause you to have pain relief. See, when you're listening to music at a frequency of 285, that's more of like a healing that you experience. So that's why some people, when they listen to music, they turn it up because it vibrates. So it's like if you're in a room with friends or by yourself or with family or whoever, right? You notice how the song comes on and then you like, that's my jam, turn it up. Why you think people say that's my jam, turn it up? Why can't they just listen to it at a monotone level? Because they want to feel it. Therefore, it has to vibrate. See? So they're actually honing in and joining on the frequency. That's why they vibe to the music. It's not, and here's the thing, you thinking that it's the music itself. No, it's the frequency that the person feels. See? That's the energy they feel. They could use it and they can associate it with these particular reliefs. It's like if you listen to a frequency at 852 hertz, that would associate with what? Intuition. So the higher the frequency, the bigger reward. If you listen to a frequency of 963 hertz, that's considered the spiritual realm. Anything above that is related to what? Angelic. See, anything related to that is angelic. What's freaking gang stalking, dude? It's looking all in the car. But anyway, so that's why I always say, like, we're up against frequencies every day and we just don't even know. That's why when I start the channel, I always say, shout out to my 2 2s, my 3 3s, my 2 2 2s, and my 3 3 3s, and my 7 7 7s, because those are frequencies. Because anything that's, put it like this, anything in a 700 frequency, that's more related to detox. That's related to clarity. That's related to intuition. That's, and everything, what I say, 2 2 2s, that's duality. So that's why I say you got to know your strengths and your weaknesses, because in times of trouble, you may have to go to your other, see what I'm saying? Your dual, if you're a dual sign, you know this. You have to, you are just as, okay, put it like this. Your weaknesses are just as strong as your strengths. So it's like, that's what keeps you balanced, if that makes sense. Now, see, Misty said, she said, Demon Time said, I'm good, how are you? I'm doing all right. Just had got into it earlier with a Virgo man, and then his friend was a Libra woman. So that just was I just been getting into it with people all day, in other words. So yeah, she said 7 hertz is great to astral travel. Facts. And see, that's the thing, like, people don't know, like, these different frequencies. And that's like why, like, if you put it like this, like, how can I say it? Especially when you're dealing with emotions, those even operate and vibrate on the frequency. See, now it's more related to or associated with the emotional states, though. See, so let's look at the emotion of shame. See, the emotion of shame will operate on a very low frequency. So anybody that feels like that, like I said with CJ, if you coming from a low vibration, bro, yes, because I can feel your energy. And let me tell you, did you guys know this? Let me tell you a secret. He's asking me hey man, tell me my sign. Tell me my sign. Bro, you ain't even operating on the frequency of your sign, buddy. Because you're coming from a low state. Every zodiac sign operates on a frequency. It's cold-blooded. See? That's why, bro, that's why I keep telling people, like, when you are out and about and you see someone near you being a particular sign, check the frequency. See? Check their frequency, because it's a reason why they're joining you, coming across you, you bumping into them along the way. You could have had just came out of shame, fear, anger, and then all of a sudden you're crossing paths with someone that's on their way, on their way down to where it's like, oh, they're trying to suck you into in that direction where they're at. See? Now, if you are experiencing fear, you're operating at a low vibration. You experience anger, jealousy, you're operating on a low vibration, a low frequency. If you are neutral, then you are more middle ground. See? If you are hopeful, then that raises. See, that raises the frequency. If you are walking in love, walking in peace and joy, those are very high frequencies. So that's why I said I know the difference in energy frequency from which a person speaks to know whether or not their intentions are good or bad. See? Because if you have a high vibration, and that means you will know how to approach someone. You will know how to act, politely or respectfully. See? And then a person will actually recognize that, and they'll meet you there. See? But you just coming off like on just any old kind of way, it's like clearly you can see and feel their energy without knowing their energy, if that makes sense, because of its frequency. Now, the low states of frequency associate with heavy emotions. And usually those are the ones that's not dealt with. See, they haven't healed from those. That's why they're so heavy. Think of a coat that's been rained on, and you keep wearing that same wet coat. It's going to become soggy and heavy, right? Now, excuse me. Now if it's a high state, meaning higher frequencies, then that means that you are walking or associating yourself with lighter emotions, in other words. So it's basically here we're talking about more of the emotional levels of frequencies. Now, here's another thing. If you ever look at somebody that's calm, they're more operating on what? A higher frequency. If they're understanding, they're operating a higher frequency. If they're confident, they're operating on a higher frequency. If they are walking in peace, clarity, independence, love, or just calm focus, they're operating on a high frequency. Now, low frequency is anxiety, hatred, neediness, chaos, desperation, jealousy, anger, and fear. See? So basically, when you are in this emotional state, what does that mean? The emotional state is frequency. People mix. Listen, if you take the mental emotional state of which you have, that's your frequency. That, in a nutshell, that's the simplest way to put it. See? Now, here's another thing. What are things that change your frequency? See? And we're talking about your mood. See? Your brain state. Now, I'm going to tell you what affects your brain and your nervous system is sleep. If you don't get enough sleep, you're going to be in a bad mood. See? You're going to be taking naps frequently. that's going to keep you at a lower vibration. Music, see, music affects your brain and your nervous system. That's why you got to watch what you listen to. Exercise, sunlight, meditation, stress, food, caffeine, alcohol, social media, people that you're around every day, your environment, the way that you breathe. Some people breathe out their mouth. Some people, when it's best for you to breathe out your nose. Another thing is the way you think about things. You could think about things in a healthy or unhealthy way. And then memories, because you don't want to be like stuck in the past, but some people are, and that's what keeps them at a low vibration, a low frequency. Now, people think that it's mystical to be in, I say this, people think it's mystical to be in living in such a way or speaking in such a way, but it's not. It's just your body and your brain are, sending off electrical currents, if that makes sense. That's why, like, if you ever, like, I don't know, many of you may or may not have, like, rubbed a blanket and you seen sparks. See, that lets you know that you have some sort of electrical current running through you anyway. And it's like a system. So see, a lot of people just ignore it. I know y'all seen that before. If y'all ever like touched a blanket and you like shocked yourself, or you seen sparks just by running your fingers, or swiping some type of comforter or something, maybe if it came out of a dryer. So that could be an example. Now, if you have, when we talk about brain frequencies, then we're talking about your mental state. If we're talking about emotional frequencies, we're talking about your mood. If we're talking about sound frequencies, we're talking about the vibration that you hear that coming from that person. And like I say, the way that they speak. And then the life frequency is the environment and the people that you surround yourself with every day. So that's why I say you could be hanging with people that are on a low I keep saying low vibration. Means the same thing, a low frequency. See, and that's why I say you can feel it. Now, if you want to change the fact of, if let's say you're living your life in a low frequency, then change the music you listen to. See, change what you think about every day. Change who you're around and what you do every day, because that's what's going to affect your frequency the most. And if you're able to do so, then you can operate on a higher frequency. See, now that's why I say, like, did you ever notice, like, did you ever notice, like, the people that you are surrounded with every day, right? You notice that the air feels, how can I say, the air feels, what's the feeling I'm saying? It's like it feels like a breath of fresh air. In other words, it's like you can breathe, breathe better, to where you don't feel anything to, feel any different. So it's like, that's how you know you're operating on that particular frequency with those people. But it's so crazy and interesting that somebody that doesn't have the frequency of which it surrounds itself with sticks out like a sore thumb. See, and then you end up knowing and noticing somebody within, your perimeter or around you that doesn't belong there. See, because you can feel that they're the one that's offsetting the energy, because it's like, hey, we're all on the same page except you, or except this person. See, and it's like, oh, you don't belong here because your energy doesn't match the environment. That's why I tell people, like, bro, you wonder why when animals are like nocturnal, you never really catch put it like this. It's rare, and it happens every blue moon, but not every day. You catch a raccoon or something during the day. See, it's more than likely they're sleeping during the day. So the environment would just be at nighttime, you'll see more of them. It's a reason for that. That's what I'm saying. Like, with demons And people with low vibrations, they only come out at a certain time. See, and it's like when they come out, they're looking for something of what? Of a higher vibration to feed on. See, because why would they go? Why would they want to go around other demons that have no energy? That's why they go for someone that is full of energy. They go to a place of high vibration to bring them down. See, that's why I say if they feed off your energy and you are up in like I say, up in hertz, you're on that angelic energy, they're gonna want to feed on you the most. See, because they'll be able to pull you down and then what? Take your energy. And it's like fat. It's like animal fat. It's like they can live off of that for a long time. So that's why I say, like, you got to know that that's what we're up against now. I also say, like, with like demons and just enemy frequencies, in other words. So I'm gonna tell y'all about that. And because this is important, because some people, like I say, I've also stated like 54 like numbers like 54, you gotta watch out for, pay attention to the time, and what we refer to as a demon frequency is more of a low frequency, and it's a negative state, see, of which one experiences. So let's say you're talking to someone, right, or speaking to someone, and they are literally in psychosis, right? They're not talking, they're not saying anything, they never respond to you. And let's say everybody has tried to speak to this person and they get the same thing, nothing. That means that person could be totally hijacked. Their whole mental state is hijacked. See, where they're not operating, they're not operating as themselves anymore. Something else has taken over. See, so that negative state in the mind, like I say, that's how you know you're up against a demon. And there are demons that actually, they look like people, or you may look at a person and you don't even know that you're actually dealing with a demon. See, because that's why I say everything of which I'm speaking about is what you can't see, fam. Don't expect to see it with these eyes, only if you were given the gift to do so. See, now there's okay, so another thing, so with those negative states, they are fear, anger, jealousy, lust without control. See, lust without control, we already know what that is. I can't say the word on here, okay? Addiction, obsession, depression, and chaos, right? So when we look at these negative states, we look at there's no control of oneself. Now, these states, and another thing with these negative states, they can cloud your judgment. So when you see people doing like heinous acts, doing crazy stuff that like you wouldn't even think a human being would do, demon. See, there was a guy, he was a Pisces, right? In my state, in Milwaukee, right? There was a parade going on. You guys can look this up yourself on YouTube. I'm sure you guys may have watched it or may not, right? But this guy in Milwaukee, he literally went on I think he was running from the police, right? And then he like, before he was running, running from the police, he ran over several people in a parade. I'm talking about, he had like a Jeep Cherokee and he just ran through the parade and ran over all kinds. Listen, they said that the way the man was driving through the parade, his car was hitting people as he kept going through them. It was like, poof, 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 poof. He just kept smashing into people, kids, older adults. It's like he hit them and kept going, basically, right? Got arrested, and then all of a sudden, there was like, he represented himself in court, which was strange. Thought he could be, thought he didn't need a lawyer or anything, representing himself. And it's just crazy how, in some sick way, He thought that he was right for what he did. He didn't see nothing wrong with what he did. That's what I'm saying. Complete demon, to where that negative state took over, to where you don't even look at something you've done as, being wrong, in other words. Now, another thing is, like I said, it could cloud your judgment, and then it could be what? Lower discipline. So these type of behaviors is like a person that has literally the lowest of low discipline. That means they're not going to do anything that discipline requires of. It's like that person just has no discipline. Boom, just doing stuff, crazy stuff, right? And then they also like to make you reactive by their actions, or make it easier to influence others. So that's why I said, like, that's why people call people demonic. In other words, that's what that means. Now, and I'm gonna tell you, why do people call people, oh, that person's demonic and whoop-de-woo? It's because they pull you out of control. See, they put you out, they pull you out of control of yourself. And anytime you are out, put it like this, anytime you're not in control of yourself, that's demonic. Something else takes over you. Who does that? Like, who's taking over you? Obviously something you cannot see. Or put it like this, others can't see it, but they can see. See, this is the thing. They can see it because you're not in control of yourself anymore. People will say that's not like Susie to walk and jump off of a bridge. That's not like Cam to, wander off and, with no clothes, or hey, that's not normal. Like, Johnny doesn't normally, go by himself. Like what made him just walk barefooted all the way to another state? It's like little stuff like that. That's how you know that they've been pulled out of control of themselves. That's by a demon. Okay. Now, another thing is enemies. Okay, so people don't know in this reality what are, like, in this reality, what really are enemies. Okay, like, in other words. Okay, so you got to remember, enemies come in different forms, just like demons. It's a similarity. But enemies they have different forms. So your enemy could be internal. It's cold-blooded. See, some people think that enemies are humans, just human beings. That they think it's just humans. Nope. That's why I said the vending machines can be your enemy. It could be, it doesn't have a face, but it has energy, it has a frequency. And it's the thing. Your internal enemy could be a lack of discipline. See, overthinking, emotional reactions, addiction to validation, weak boundaries, fear of being alone. See, so what do those do? They do more damage to you than what? An external person. That's why I keep saying an enemy is not always a person. Now, you also have the external enemies. Now, this will be referring to people. See, so man, so when it's referring to people, we're not just talking about regular people. We're talking about manipulative people. We're talking about jealous people, people who use you, people who test your boundaries, people who drain your energy. See, and here's the thing. Here's the difference. The secret here is that your external enemies, they do not need a frequency. It's cold-blooded. See, they don't need a frequency. Instead, they use their words, see, their behavior, their attention, and emotional triggers. So they don't need to use a frequency. And that's why I say, like, that, because that, think about it, they weaponize that. They don't need a frequency. Now, here's another thing. Why does it feel like an attack? when you are dealing with its energy, right? Because that your brain reacts to it. So your brain can react to the tone of someone's voice. See, someone yelling at you, someone screaming at you, right? Um, their body language, text messages, social dynamics, rejection, and attention, lack of attention. Once again, they use these particular things as weapons against you. So you end up feeling it at your brain recognizes as energy. See, that's why they call it negative energy. Or negative, you know, when you're dealing with people, it's like, oh, these people are negative. They're always talking about certain things, and your brain reacts to it. See, and it either pisses you off, hurts your feelings, puts you in a, you know, a mind state that you don't want to be in. See, so that's if you let it. And that's why I say all of this of which I mentioned ties to your nervous system. Okay, and that brain pattern is the brain wave frequency. So you can be affected and operate out of a frequency based on what your enemies put you through. It's like they're telling you, come on, you're come here. Oh, let me break you down and yeah, let me throw you into this this lower frequency. See? So that's why when they say things, that's when your brain recognizes it as such, okay? Now, what does it feel like knowing that the brain waves of what I just mentioned, your nervous system, and the way the brain processes these patterns, what does it feel like? See, it feels like something's off because it's not you. You don't feel at ease because you felt peace before it happened, right? So your energy gets drained, and then it starts to affect you mentally based on what everybody did, see, concerning enemies. That's why I say, man, it's like people don't know that the world is an illusion, bro. Next thing you know is that when you apply psychology plus emotions, what do you get? Hey, perception. That leaves room for perception. And on top of that, I'm gonna tell you, see, this is why you have to be prepared mentally for it. And this also shows real power. See, I'm gonna tell you the first way that you protect yourself and that it actually gives you real power is the fact that you do not react instantly. See, life is a strategy. You have to live life with a strategy, in other words. So you don't react instantly to things. You think before you respond. You stay calm under pressure. Also, that's just the mental discipline. Then you got to have the emotional control. So here, you don't let people trigger you easily. See, you don't chase validation. You don't overinvest too fast. And then you got to set boundaries. So here, you got to walk away from confusing situations. Don't stay in tragedies or triangles. Triangles is when you join a situation that is two other people, including you. And if you listen, it's impossible for you to join them when it's 2 against 1. See? And they can pull the triangles, and that's how they get you. But people, when it's 2 other people, including you, what tends to happen is they start to what? Push your boundaries. So that's why you don't want to put yourself in such a situation. Do not entertain mixed signals either. See? Now, you also must have control over the environment that you're in. Some sort of control, because you can't control everything. But excuse me. But you have to have somewhat, like, let's say, in regards to keeping your peace. In other words, like you might go have a cup of coffee in a Starbucks in your neighborhood. But you probably wouldn't go to just any Starbucks. You'll go to one that's actually in a good neighborhood, for example. So that would be having control over the environment that you put yourself in. So that would also tie into who you talk to there, or what you watch on TV, or what you watch out the window, right? What you listen to, what kind of music you listen to, and where you spend your time. See? So Not only after you have control of your environment, then you must also have this control of your physical state of mind in the present moment, meaning making sure you sleep at night, at least 8 hours, exercise, and nutrition. See, so if you get all of that down, then what could happen is you could actually uplift your frequency. See, that's going to benefit you with your brain and your mood. Now, let's talk about dark energy. Where did that dark energy come from? Now, dark energy means that you have a lack of clarity. See, and you also have the attachment to your emotions, and then that also makes you overthink. See, so this has nothing to do with demons, and that's another thing, because some people like to say demons, they like to blame, they give the demons more credit than they actually deserve. They say everything's a demon, right? But no, not everything's a demon, even when it comes to dark energy. So basically, they come, put it like this, dark energy comes in the situation where I stated about the triangle situation, in triangles, where there's two people that you join. Let's say you went out with two friends in those moments, right? Now, if you are in a situation where there are mixed signals, that would be considered dark energy. You could feel that emotional pull that happens, where it could feel like people are caving in on you or trying to make you do something you don't want to do. And it could affect your emotions. And see, it also could be where curiosity is and testing. See, so all of this could feel like emotional or energy manipulation in such a way, mind games, being pulled into something that you didn't sign up for. So that can just affect your behavior as a human, the attraction itself, and also uncertainty. So that can make you, confused. And see, when people, the problem is this: when you keep hanging with a person like that, they will bring you down. So let's look at it like this. They already knew that you operated on a high frequency, is why they even let you come around, around them, to feed off your energy, to bring you down, see? And then once they bring you down, that's they work that triangle on you, that even makes it feel worse. Now it looks like they are the ones that are positive or up in energy or up in frequency, and not you, see? But they set you up for it because they wanted to feed off your energy. Now, another thing is that it's not for you to fear demonic frequencies, okay? Because that is the number one thing that oftentimes a lot of people do. As soon as they hear the word demon, they're afraid. See, it's like, oh, I heard the word demon. Oh my God, I don't want to talk about it. I'm afraid, I'm scared, right? No, you don't fear demon frequencies, fam. See, what you need to do is that just know what they're there for, see, and not give in to it, because they're there to access your attention, see, and they can affect your emotions, and also they can invest, you can take your energy from you, see. Now, another thing is that nothing in life controls you more than what you give your attention to. That's why I say, like, be careful what you watch, see, because you don't know, like, what we tend to forget is that you can't judge people, right? And let's say, damn, hold on. I gotta, man, it's cause it's all freaking like damp in here or something. But yeah, let's say the person in front of you, okay, for example, and let's say like you don't really know what a person's been through, okay? And just looking at them from maybe knowing them a couple weeks, couple months, you don't know the type of stuff or things that person had to endure or persevere through. You don't know their trials, their tribulations, and just wounds, scars, trauma, anything traumatic. You just don't know. And yeah, not a lot of people going to want to put it like this. Not a lot of people going to want to talk about or share that with you. So the problem is when you judge people, you tend to get a whiff of what of what they went through. See, in order for you to respect such a person, because a person could literally judge somebody and then say, oh, you know nothing, you're this, you're that, you know, call you names. And then it's like, okay, as you keep watching that person, you may just experience the same thing they went through. And hope and hey, we hope you make it through. You see, because the blessing was that person, God made it easy for them to get through it, or got them through it. But if you make fun of them and you try to put them down and try to make, you know, project onto them, then you're going to end up experiencing the same thing that person that the illusion of which you watched and made fun of. You would actually have to go through the same damn trial they went through, and you might not make it out. See, that's the difference. So that's why I always say, like, be careful not to, like, and I'm guilty of it too. That's why I know this. This is why I know this to be true, is because, like, for instance, if you make fun of somebody being overweight and you keep watching them and looking at them, guess what's gonna happen? You're gonna end up gaining weight, if not more. See? And then it's because you went around laughing and joking and making fun of people, talking about people. And then the very thing you talked about, it happened to you. See? Because you absorbed it. That's why I say be careful what you're looking, be careful what you see in the mirror, fam, and what you focus on. Because what you focus on is what you eat on. See? What you focus on is what you eat on, and that what you eat, you digest, you absorb. See? And if you absorb it into yourself, meaning your subconscious, is going to what? Manifest. See? So that's why you got to make sure that you walk in love, try to do the right thing if possible, which we all are not perfect and we all fall short. And we all, you know, we all have our own little stubborn, selfish ways to life, but I'm just saying, ease up a bit and just do the right thing, because you never know if you're going to be what? Projected upon. And hey, sometimes a situation could just happen that quick. It's like, damn, now you start to experience what that person experienced. Now, I'm gonna tell you guys, I'm give you guys some bonus content. Is how do you stay mentally untouchable? Okay, and that's why I say life is a mental game. In other words, the strategy starts in the mind. Is okay, so I'm gonna tell you guys how not to get pulled into those emotional games in the first place. Is that you just have to remain stoic. You have to stand on core principles of yourself, and you have to build yourself up. You have to tell yourself, I'm not going to do this. I refuse to let someone pull me down, and, you know, things like that. Okay, because it's more about psychology than astrology, if that makes sense. Like, yeah, it's okay to know people's sign, and yes, we use that as a tool, but it's more about psychology, okay? How the mind works. And see, people don't know that once you get that down, then everything else is easier to, you know, easier to understand and easier to do. So it's like, once you know how the mind works, now you know how the intuition works. Now you know what the clarity, how that works, and how, you know, perception and emotional awareness. Now, when you have control over your emotions, that is what makes you mentally untouchable, because now you're not reacting immediately, which gives you power. See? Because you're holding frame. Now, another thing is that silence, it reveals more than arguing. And most people think it's the other way around, and it's not. See? So it's better to be quiet, even when people are calling you names, people getting in your face, because that happened to me today. At first, I was like, you know, responding. Then something told me, don't say nothing. Just stop going back and forth. Don't say nothing. And I was just like, I literally had 6 people in my face cussing me out, threatening me, you know, saying they were gonna shoot me and do all this stuff today. And I'm just sitting there like quiet, not saying nothing. And then as soon as I went quiet, I noticed this huge change in behavior. They stopped. See? It was like they stopped and then they just moved around because it got awkward. It got awkward. And people know if they're sitting up there shouting, yelling, screaming, cussing you out, throwing shit, and it's like, oh, you're not saying anything back. The first thing they feel is, oh, this is awkward. He's not responding. And I'm sitting here yelling. See? Now, that means that you end up controlling what? The environment when you do so. It starts with self-control of your feelings or your emotions, right? Now, here's another thing. Whoever cares less controls the pace. See? So if you don't care, this means that you have already made up your mind, right? So if when you say I don't care in a situation, you have the power, man, because listen, it's like, okay, I don't care how these people, what they feel about me, what they feel about the situation. It is what it is. See? So now you have perfect peace, and they're the ones that's mad because now they see that, oh, he has the power. We can't piss him off. We can't do certain things we want to do because he's controlling the pace. Now, when you overshare, it removes mystery. So you don't want to overshare. That's why I said being in a state of mind of explaining things to people shows weakness. It's like you think it will be like helpful, and it's not. See, when you see emotional reaction, I'm gonna tell you why you shouldn't react. Because when you emotionally react to a situation, then what is that considered? Being predictable. Okay, so when people, that's how people are able to tell where you're. They're able to tell how you feel in the situation. See, and that's where they're gonna target. Now, another thing is calm people are harder to manipulate because you don't know where to start. Anger makes you easy to control, so that's why you don't want to use anger. You want to be like Bruce Lee said, be calm, be like water. That means to be, be like water, be calm, pure in heart. Another thing is anger, it makes you easier to control. So it's like anger, that's what we call crashing out. As soon as you show anger, now people know exactly what to do to you to actually, control you in a nutshell. When you are someone that needs answers immediately, okay, that just shows that it shows that you are more dependent in nature, if that makes sense. So you don't want to be the type of person and it could be related to codependency as well. But you don't want to be in a situation like that because it's not going to be conducive for you. Another thing is when it comes to patience, is a psychological leverage. See, that's why I say it's better to wait, because it keeps you from getting used, it keeps you from getting played, it keeps you from getting scammed. So patience is a virtue for that. See, because if you're not in a rush to do something, then guess what? You have justice on your side. You have leverage. Like I used to, and I had to learn this. It's like, for me, this was a harsh lesson. This was one of my hardest lessons in life, is that it took me a while to master it. See, it's because most of the time when you want something, or you think you want something bad enough, then that means you don't want it bad enough, in other words. But I used to think that I wanted something really bad and I had to get it right now, right? See that car on the lot, and you want that Charger or some type of, it could be anything. And you're like, yo, I want it now. I'm going to get it right now, right? But always remember, what the hell is that noise? Oh, like they fighting or something. My fault. But yeah, If you want something, it's like you want if you can't wait for it, you don't really need it. You don't really want it. It's like if you wait for it, then that means that you really want it. See? Because you're not some people might say, well, hey, I'm waiting, I'm gonna wait till such and such happen and I'm gonna go get that of which I wanted. But it's like that's how you know you really want it versus if you try to get it right now and you're not willing to wait, you're not gonna keep it. This theory in this lesson has been tested over so many times. The very thing that you wouldn't wait for, you're going to end up losing it, or it's going to, you're going to lose it. So it's like you did all of that rushing around just to lose it. It's like you could have just waited, and that could have, weeded off the whole you changing your mind about it or whatnot. Now, when you walk away from a situation, it confuses manipulators. So like when you know something is not something you agree to, walk away. See, it's like, say some people that you are with, they want to do something differently than what you want to do. Walk away. Don't compromise with something that you absolutely don't have any interest in. Someone says, hey, we're going to go Friday, we're going out here, and it's a place you don't want to go, and you know that they're going there. Don't cave in and, go along, even, after already stating that you didn't want to go. See? So you got to stand on that. Now, just walk away. When you don't, when you put it like this, when you stop explaining yourself to people or, a situation, that what that does is that removes the ammunition, okay, for someone else to use against you, because people don't know what you're thinking. See? And remember I said it's better to be, unknown about something than to be known about something. Let me see. Welcome, Shalimar South. She says she smoked. We get on the frequency, but coke F me up, so I say no to drugs. Listening to frequency so boring, but I'll try it and get my prayer answered. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing with like, and everybody has that threshold of what boring. So you got to understand, what does boring really mean? See, people say, oh, something's boring, but they gotta. It's either you want to do the work or you don't. See, but people like to throw the excuse of boring as that all that does is make it's like what you're really saying is you don't really want it. See, so it's like that's why I always say, like, people just gotta know, because when you say certain things, it's like saying I can't. See, or saying I should or I would or could, or those type of words. Like, and those words get you in trouble. See, they get you got to know what you're saying, because every word, whether it's good or bad, as I mentioned, related to frequencies, can affect you, both good and bad. See? And I'm gonna tell you, because I hear that word a lot, and I'm like, yo, where did they even come from? Because hold on, man, my freaking nose is stuffed today. Feel like a stuffed crust pizza. That's just crazy, man. But yeah, let me see. Oh crap, let me see. Mini Me says, stay strong, Shalimar. Yes, stay strong, Shalimar. I pray for you as well. Said when Jesus comes, it's going to be so bad. It's going to be a great earthquake and a blackout. That's why I always get my lighter and house keys with me to get out. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, and it's crazy because, like, I'm a firm believer too, but this is what I like. How can I say it? I say this is what I have to say about it, is that nobody knows what that last day gonna be like. See, and me actually being in a near-death experience when I got shot at is that nobody knows when they're gonna take their last breath. Okay, because tomorrow isn't promised to any of us. That's why it matters about what you do right now versus tomorrow, next week, 2 weeks, a month from now, a year from now, because that is not promised to you. See, so it's like everything's about doing the right thing and forgiving and loving and doing it right now. See, spending time with your folks, because they all have an expiration date as well. So nobody knows when they're going to pass over. With that being said, we say things like what you said, Shalimar, about nobody know, in the last days of like the blackout and all these things, we really don't know what that's going to be like. See, we can't say, oh, it's going to happen like this. Oh, it's going to happen like that. Yeah, we could refer to what the Bible says about it and believe what it says, what the Bible says, but we can't, we can't be in fear, see, about how that last day is going to be, because it's supposed to be a day of reckoning. It's supposed to be a day of celebrating. See, now that only depends on what side you on. Now, if you're not on Jesus' side, then you're in trouble. See, but that, again, we can't judge. We just know what the word says. Now, what I don't like is people adding their own twist on what the words, what the word says. And they try to make it sound like if you ain't doing something, or they mention something to try to condemn other people, and that they don't even realize that the judging is still a sin. Like, that's why the guy that came on here earlier, he was saying things like, oh, repent and do this and do that, right? And what I was trying to say to him is, you repent. See, you repent as well. Don't think that, see, don't think just because you mention Jesus and you say something to somebody to make them feel bad or try to make them feel some type of way because you're judging. See, you don't even know you don't even know why you're saying that. You're judging the person because you think they're evil. See, and then you don't understand, by you thinking that I'm evil, they're evil. No, you're evil. You're judging. See, you think you're not Jesus. You don't have a heaven or hell to throw me in. So you can't sit here and say, oh, yeah, you're doing that thing, and yeah, you got to repent, man, and turn away. You got to turn away and repent. See, you have to be walking a perfect life before you even say one thing about somebody else. See, that's like saying, stop cursing. Hey, man, repent. Hey, do you curse? See, even if it's just once, because what do we call that? You being a hypocrite. You're trying to judge me for something you're doing. See, projection. So that's why I say be careful what you say about other people, and walking in love means being non-judgmental. See, because it's like it's a thing to say, hey man, stay blessed and keep thriving and put God first. That's a different, see, that means that, oh, I'm not judging you, I'm encouraging you, versus saying, oh, do this and turn away and do this. Like, bro, you got to make sure you're living 100% of what you preach, bro. You cannot be saying something about your brother, your sister, and you're doing the same thing, bro. It's like, stop cussing, but you're doing it too. See? So that's what the whole thing about it. Now, I want to break that boring word that I heard someone say, okay? I think it was Shalimar, right? Okay. I'll say that, then let me see. Misty said, I see smoke weed and relaxing, listening to Hertz. But coke, yeah, that's probably not the best when trying to connect. Plus, it's not as pure as it used to be. Try crystal oils, maybe ground, or then Missy say outside thinking positively. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, yeah, the coke is different, but like it's like I know some people that did, went through that same situation. And like, that's the thing when people, you're looking for an escape or looking for maybe an outlet to feel better. But it's like we've all got ourselves into things where we tried things and it wasn't it. But like I tried things that I'm not fond of and I'll never do again. But it's like that's why I know that you have to be careful what you try. You gotta be careful, like, because enticement, like let's say like somebody could be a freak, right? And they could be into some freaky things. And then it's like they want you to try something that they've done and you have absolutely no idea what that's like. But if you try, you might not even get the same experience that they got because it might actually be, painful. It could hurt. It could be something that you're not even like, you could have the wrong mindset going into trying that thing. See, to where you could think it's something is pleasurable and it's actually painful. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to really do research and be slow to try stuff, if that makes sense. Now, because you don't want to be influenced or what they call it, persuaded, manipulated into doing it or trying it. Now, when it comes to the word boring, okay, it's people I'll put it like this. Boring is one of those misunderstood words because most of the time when somebody calls a situation boring, it's like they don't actually mean it, if that makes sense. See, because usually boring could be predictable. Like let's say someone's teaching something that's supposed to be interesting, but you actually know what they're gonna say before they actually say it. And when things become too predictable, people throw the little name tag boring on it, right? I'm gonna tell you what it means. It really means you don't have anything else to say. So you just throw the boring on there, to dismiss yourself. Now, if anybody comes off when people say other people are boring, it usually means like no mystery, no excitement, no emotional stimulation coming from that person, no confidence, no opinions, no leadership, no passion. So what they really are saying is that they feel no energy coming from the person. See, so boring is what it means is no stimulation. So the people that need stimulation, they don't want to. That's what I just said earlier. It's a disruption. The people that need stimulation have to be around stimulation. See, and the people that don't want to stimulate have to be around other people that don't stimulate. See, so it's like that lets you know that here we have two different opposing frequencies. Now, when another thing is that someone that's boring or considered boring is not a bad person. This is why I wanted to talk about this, because people assume that just because you're boring, oh, you're a bad person or you're lame or something like that, right? And that's not true. All that means is that person they do not have the personality to stimulate you. They don't have the energy, or they just simply won't stimulate you. See? So what it means is that when it comes to the experience that you get being around that person, the mental state and their emotions, you absolutely get zero stimulation from them. That's all it means. See? So that's why I tell people, when it comes to the personality, that person doesn't what? They don't have strong opinions. They don't agree with everything. They never suggest anything to do. So they come off as what? Detached. See, they don't tell stories. They don't joke around. They're very predictable reactions. They're kind of like Elmer Fudd, in other words. Okay. They they play everything safe. They're not really, the one that's doing all the loud talking or the asking of questions. They avoid all risk at all times. They don't try new things. They don't have any hobbies. They don't they only talk about work or only talk about themselves, or hey, they might say, hey, I went to the library and read a book. I went to the library and read a couple books. And it's like, I know what y'all probably thinking, like, yeah, we got that. But yeah, that's the thing. That's how it is that it's not, the person could be absolutely fine with what they're currently doing. And guess what? They could absolutely be doing nothing, when it comes to, they might not, I'll say this, they could absolutely be doing nothing and having, it could be okay for them. See, they could be content with that. It's just that you don't get anything out of it being around them. They have probably no imagination. They're probably very serious most of the time, and they just have low energy. That's just their personality, just have low energy. So when it comes to conversating with someone that is considered boring, is they might give one-word replies. They don't ask follow-up questions, as I mentioned. They repeat the same old stories. No humor, no reaction to jokes, none of that. So it's like they're just pretty much stale, if that makes sense. Lifestyle is just people that may just watch TV. They have no hobbies, no goals, no interests, no they don't exercise, they don't explore things, they don't read, they don't improve anything, they don't change their environment. They just sit still, stagnant, and they're just like there, if that makes sense, right? Now, when you're dating someone that you consider boring, usually it's somebody that is too available. So it's like, hey, what do you got going on for the week or the weekend? Well, I'm available every day. I'm doing absolutely shit. I have nothing going. I'm free every night, every day. If you tell a woman that, fam, she gonna lose interest, bro. You gotta be a little bit more, like, have a little more sauce than that. See? Another thing too, if you always respond to everything, that could be, like I say, being boring is predictable. It's predictability. It's like, that's what, in a nutshell, that's the best way to explain it. Now, another thing is, if a person is boring when it comes to dating, they don't challenge their partner. They cave in to requests. They don't surprise their partner. They don't express what they desire. There's no leadership. There's no ambition, no independence, just no excitement, right? Now, psychologically, it's almost like this. If you get someone who's predictable, 9 times out of 10, what are you going to get? Boring, right? If there's no mystery, then what is that going to get you? Boring, right? No passion, no ambition. Like I say, that's the thing. If you could avoid these by doing the opposite, then you won't be boring. And that's actually for the people that's actually trying to get out of it, okay? That realize they keep coming up against the same stuff, the same type of people that don't want to deal with them. Now, when you are predictable, that also is going to amount to no passion and no mystery, which is going to leave you at what? No growth. See, it's almost like the saying, no pain, no gain. Now, another thing that people got to watch out for is that it's 4 types of boring people, okay? And you got the passive, not the passive aggressive one, but the passive one. Why? Because They can seem boring when they don't have their own opinion. They have no opinion to anything that you say or ask of them. They agree with everything you say. That's the first thing. Now, the other type of boring person is the repetitive. See, the person that just does the same old thing, same old two-steps, same stories, same questions, same, everything's the same. Then the other type of boring person is the uncurious. And that person is they don't explore and they don't learn anything. See? And then the last one that I have is the low energy. See, the one that's operating a low frequency, meaning no excitement or passion at all. Okay, so just know this, because this is some, put it like this, it's more of like a misconception, and that is that people aren't boring because they're quiet. See, that's not what I'm saying. It's that people are boring because nothing is happening. See, it's kind of like, have you ever had plans to go somewhere, right? And you've gotten dressed and you're all ready to go. And then your date arrives, but he's not, he doesn't look like he's going on the date because he's not dressed. He's not, it's almost like he's in sweatpants and they're like the regular clothing, you know, and he pulls up, but then he doesn't get out the car. And then when he comes in the house to get you, he's like taking his time and just like, then he sits on the couch and it's almost like, okay, what are we doing? Like, what's happening? Like, are we going somewhere? Like, I done got dressed. And that's the feeling you feel when you're dealing with someone that's boring. Now, I'm gonna tell you, when my bad about that, the radio is on. Yeah. So when another way they could be boring is because nothing is happening, and nothing is happening in that person's mind. They don't have anything going on, nothing in their life, or their energy itself could just be like blah, like just nothing. So I'm just saying, if you don't want to be boring, just learn new things, travel, explore, have opinions. When people say things or ask things, don't just agree with people and what they have to say. Tell stories, take risks, build something, be passionate about something. That's the best thing. Be mysterious, be busy improving your life every day, and just don't be predictable. Okay, now I'm gonna tell you what kills attraction: being predictable. See, predictability kills attraction. That means you just do something that the person is expecting you to do, man. Like, you gotta just like switch it up, and don't it's better when you see, that's why it's better to tell stories and talk about stuff, because it actually keeps it's interesting. See, so if you can lead, see, by you asking, let's say by you having opinions, what you tend to do is create attraction. See, because of curiosity. So if you make people curious, you will have more people that will come around, want to talk to you every day. It's not about being talkative. It's about the things you talk about. And people always have the misconception of, oh, you know, hey, you're a big talker, or hey, you're a yapper. Like, no, you can yap, but you just want to make sure you yap about something that actually people want to know about. And you can't please people, so don't try that either. Like, don't, being a people pleaser does nothing. So that's the best thing. But yeah, let me see. Shalimar said the only truth is Destiny said, I believe Jesus coming soon, or in my lifetime. I didn't know I had to overcome a whole lot of deception in my life before it happens. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, that's why I say, like, you do have to, like, know things, but do you mean like deception as far as like the whole the influences or the net or bad influences that people projected onto you, or just the people you were like hanging around on the daily? Because that I could tell you just by what you said, I could tell you that you coming from a state of sadness. Let me see. Off grid thought channel said, how about clown employers that fire and cancel group insurance for employee that needs to go to the hospital? Then they get out of the hospital after a week and they act like they don't know you. Yeah, that could happen too. Is just like whenever you do things for people, there are people that it's because of pride. And usually people that have pride, they won't pay homage or just pay their respects or anything to someone that looked out for them, in other words. Let me see. Shalimar said, only the Father knows when the end comes. Jesus said, not even he knows, or the angels in the Bible tells us to wait. And she said her ex dumped me, so I'm happy to pray this one prayer for Jesus to come. Okay, so you saying you are you feeling like depressed about it? Cause like this, I'm gonna tell you, okay, so like I feel everything you're saying. I feel where you're coming from. It's like the best way to beat depression is you just have to like get the help. Like I say, go to the doctor, get help, if you know you need help, get help. Because this is what I say what happened to me, and it could be of help to you, is that I didn't believe that I had depression until I went to the doctor, okay? And I didn't even know that I had severe depression, see? Especially after the shooting, which gave me PTSD, see? But what I'm saying is just because, like, there were people telling me to go to the doctor, go get checked out for it, go get checked out, and I wouldn't do it. And then I was taking ashwagandha. I was like trying to, stay calm. I was taking all kind of pills just to get through my everyday task. But because these pills are doing a number on your liver. So I said, oh, well, I'm not going to be there to take those again. And then as soon as I cold turkey, based off what the doctor told me, I quit the pills and the ashwagandha. As soon as I stopped taking it, it was like, I felt like I was on cloud nine, and I felt like I literally like came down back to my body. See, I came back down to my body, which was the scariest thing for me to feel, that like, damn, I'm actually like feeling everything. Before I wouldn't feel anything because the pills, they made me feel numb. It was like a numb to, they call it, it's like emotional, what they call it, emotional blunting, where I just didn't feel anything. I didn't feel emotion. I didn't feel nothing. It was like that's what I needed, or I thought I needed to actually function because of the emotions. See, that's why I said you got to have mastery over your emotions, but you have to not have any depending on substances. You have to face your fears, and you have to make decisions and handle things accordingly, because you can't make excuse. You can't try to take a substance for it. You can't try to like take the easy way out. And it's like me, when I felt like, I felt this real strong feeling that I couldn't shake. And it was like, it was really getting to me where I couldn't even go to work. That's how bad it was. I couldn't eat. I couldn't do nothing. Man, I said, you know what? I'm going to the doctor. I went to the emergency room. That's how bad it was. And when I went to the emergency room, that's when I realized that they actually did the little testing. I had to take the little test, and sure enough, I had severe depression. But my severe depression was from the shooting, because when I got shot, you gotta understand, like, if you were in a traumatic near-death experience, it's like the trauma was these, like, literally, it's kind of like, how can I say it? Like, I saw the people shooting at me, I actually saw them shooting at me. It's like, it's kind of like, imagine you in your car like I am now, and God forbid, like, the dudes were like literally hanging out the back window with like ski mask on, and they was shooting right at me, like being like about what 20 feet away, and they're just dumping. I could see the fire like coming from the guns, and I could hear all the bullets like hitting my car, to where I was like, yo, I'm finna die. It's like, it's like a, how can I say it? Like, if you were getting shot at, right? And you hear all the bullets hitting your car, you hear all the taps and ricochet noises and shit, and you just like, yo, this is it. Like, you can't even like get out of your car and run. You just like, oh, I'm finna die. This is it. This is the last time. It's the last breath. This is it. And then, mind you, they kept shooting. It wasn't like, oh, boom, 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 and then it stopped. No, they were dumping. I'm talking about, like, you know how somebody trying to kill you, and they like just let that motherfucker just go. It was like bow, 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 bow. Like, I'm like, bro. And then I'm gonna tell you, I was shaking it. I ain't gonna lie. I was shaking because I've always watched people get shot on TV, or, you know, my cousin got shot, and we talked about it, and he told me like the shit, it hurt because it burns and shit. And I'm like, bro, please don't let me. I had to pray to God and say, please do not let me go out like this. Please, Lord, give me another chance. And I prayed. I said, Lord, please don't let me die like this. Do not, because you got to understand, it's like this. I didn't even get to say bye to my mom, my sister. Like, if I die right now, fam, that's it. See? So I'm like, bro, this is like, now I know how it feels when people be getting shot, bro. That's because they did the same thing I did. It's like you get shot at, you like, oh, if I move the wrong way, I get shot in my face, my damn throat, any little, you know. So it's like, some told me, just play dead, bro. Leaned over the console and I just played like I was dead, and they stopped shooting. See, they call that playing possum. So I played possum, and they stopped shooting. They drove off. But I'm thinking I thought I was hit, y'all. So I started feeling for bullet like blood and shit. I'm thinking I thought I was hit. And then when I drove, I was mad because my car got shot up. And then I'm like, bro, I just got this damn car. And I was like, man, they already towed my damn car up. So then what happened was, I went to the gas station, and I just, like, getting out the car, I'm just like shaking. I can't stop shaking. I'm shaking. It's not even cold outside. It's hot outside. And I'm like, bro, I'm like literally like this, y'all, just like just shivery shaking. And like when I got home, I was shaking. Like, even when I went to sleep, I was just shaking. I couldn't stop shaking. And then I was like, bro, I gotta go to the doctor, bro. I cannot like relax for nothing. I was trying my hardest to relax. I just couldn't relax, man. Like, even like I was so freaking paranoid just to like take the garbage out. Like, I felt like that shit was gonna happen again. So I was just like, because I still to this day don't know who shot at me. See, that could have been anybody. It could have been mistaken identity. I don't know. But it was like, I don't think it was mistaken identity if they was shooting at me that freaking long. But to a lot of people was like, yo, did they show they had no damn aim? Because if they was just shooting and they ain't hit all them shots and they wasn't hitting nothing. But I was like, it was at nighttime. So It was like 12 a.m. So that's why I said, like, me going to the damn gas station, went home, and I was shaking. It was like, then the next day I was shaking again, shaking and just kept shaking. I said, you know what? Boom, I got to go to the doctor. And I went to the doctor. They gave me medication for it. And that was the only way that I could stop shaking and relax, because it was like, that's all I was thinking about. And it was just like, yeah, that's why I say, like, man, I I'm glad God gave me another chance, man. I ain't gonna lie, cause bro, that I don't wish. Listen, man, I would never have thought in a million years that would have had happened to me, like, to where I was just like, what the hell, bro? But it's like, why I'm even saying this is cause, like, when you go into these different types of deep low vibrations or frequencies, because a situation just brings you down so low, you have to snap out of it. See, because, like, I always say that nobody's coming to save you. And yeah, you do gotta pray, but you gotta remember, it's like, you still gotta do the work. You still gotta snap out of the depression, snap out of the thing, to where you gotta do some work too now, because that's how your faith is activated. Applying faith. Now, yeah, definitely. Andrea said they didn't have aim is maybe because God. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I knew that God was protecting me with his angels regarding that whole situation, because it's no way that, I didn't get hit, fam. Not one time, fam. And the bullet that went through the wheel rail, the wheel, what it's called, the wheel rail. It went through, and that's like, the bullet literally stopped, like, right in the damn metal of the car, but it was like right, like it stopped from coming through. It could have hit me in my kneecap, and it was just like, there also the bullets, the first couple bullets, because the ones that was hitting the ground was ricocheting. I had my window cracked, and the bullets was flying past my head because I was weaving as I was turning to the right side of the road. I weaved through some shots because I could hear them flying past my window. It was like phew, phew, phew. And it sounded like bees was flying past my head as I had the window down. So I just, like, ended up, parking along in the little grass, little field, little thing. And that's when I could feel them shots coming at me. And I'm like, yo, like, I ain't even finna move. I ain't even finna try to do no speeding off or, because if I would have sped off, they would have kept shooting. So, like, it would have been hard for me to make a U-turn, and in that situation. And then let me see. Journey said, "Wait, do you think fish see water, or they see water as we see air?" No, I don't. I don't think fish see. I don't think that fish see the water. I don't, because um, to me, it's like the way that they move. It's almost like they don't really know where is what. That's how I know, like, God leads them and shows them where food is and where certain things is, because that's just like a shark to go up on the sand, to get out of the water, may have seen something from afar, and then basically try to grab something, on the beach, in other words. So it's like, if a shark was to see the water, he probably would be under what? The illusion. Because if you ever notice, if the sun shines through the water, it's almost like a reflection. It starts to it starts to look like it's closer than what it actually is. So that's how I know that the fish can't see they don't see the water, because it's almost like they only can see what comes in the water, if that makes sense. Because it's on that's how they know that with the bait and the bait and whatnot. Like when fishermen's, fish, they throw, it's a reason why they got to put the bait in the water. See, because if they was to just put the bait and have it sitting above the water, the shark or the fish ain't finna go for it. Nope. Unless they some type of dolphin or something, that they not finna just, they're not gonna just come up like that and just grab it right off if it's not like in the water yet. So that's why they gotta, grab the bait and throw it in. So it's like that's how you know. Now, and I'm gonna tell you, like, give me 1 second. Yeah, so and it's crazy because you asking me that journey, it make me want to do a video about that too. I'm gonna do a video about that just because it sounds interesting the way you worded it. So I can make a video about the fish, but what I'm gonna do, instead of using it like the fish, I'm gonna use Pisces instead of, the way you worded it, because I feel like that's an actual like a good way to put it. Like it sounds like a metaphor, in other words. So and like I say, what that actually means is that you don't for example, I ain't gonna tell y'all like the whole idea of what I'm gonna do or what I'm gonna put together, but I'm gonna just lead you guys with like how what you asked, like, do the fish see the water as we don't see the air, or fish don't see the water like we don't see the air. But like the thing about it is we feel the air, but we don't. It's almost like we feel who we are around or surrounded by, but we just can't see like their intentions. It's like the people that come around, but it's like that's the whole thing. Like you don't notice what you're always surrounded by, if that makes sense. And that's why you gotta control your environment. You have to take control first, because the people that's around you, you just have no control. You don't even notice them unless they introduce or they, you meet them. So in other words, now this is a thing. Like with fish, they not wired the same way that a human is. Like, and why I'm saying that's because like sometimes I'm gonna tell you, is because they're not humans. They don't see things how we see it, in other words. Okay. So a lot of times, okay, so a lot of times what's happening is that fish use their intuition. See, yes, I believe that fish have an intuition that they go off of, because they're not humans. They don't go off they don't go off what humans go off of, consciously. So that's how they know where the food is. They know where to go eat, and where, they know what's bait and what's not bait. And even if you catch a fish, you still haven't caught it. See, until you've pulled the hook and done the rest of the, what you have to do to catch it. Because it can actually get away from you even if you got it in your hand. See, now, okay, so with that being said, another thing you gotta know is that why I'm gonna tell you why the fish don't see the water, the whole water things, because of the that's the energy surrounding it, which we look at that as what, emotions or whatnot. And then when you said the air, we don't see the air because normally when something is considered reality, we don't even we just stop questioning it. See, that's why I said life is an illusion, because why can't you see the air but you can see the sun? See that? So it's like when you can see the sun and the moon but you can't see the air. See that? So that lets you know, that hold on a second. That lets you know that we're only able to see what we're allowed to see. And that's why I tell you with the illusion, it's the same way. We're only able to see what we're allowed to see. And the only reason why people think that they're in control of what they see is because they think that they can. It's almost like they're thinking they can. They thinking that they can achieve or actually see through it on their own, but they can't. See, they're not in control. You're not in control of what you see because of reality. See, and that's how you know, like, when reality shows you things, you can't change it. See, now another thing is when like, okay, for instance, when you walking around on the earth, okay, like, let's say you can feel when it gets windy. You can feel that, right? You just can't see it. um and another thing is that oxygen, when you look at inwardly or internally, you look at the oxygen in which you breathe. You know how it feels when you smell things, but you can't always see what you can't always see what you smell, but your brain shows you like images. It's like if you smell pizza, you know it's pizza, but you can't see that it's pizza when you smell it. It's almost like I smell chicken, I smell fried chicken, or I smell certain things you can't smell. It's like waffles, you really can't smell that unless you up close near it. But it's like some things you just can't always see what you smell. Um, you can't like you can't describe, put it like this. You also can't describe what something tastes like. See, because it's almost like your taste buds are different from someone else's. Something could be very salty to someone else where it might not be as salty to you. Where something could be more sweet or sugary to someone else, but to you, that's it's almost like you don't notice it. So that's why I say we can't always how can I say it? Just consciously being consciously aware of certain things. We can't always just tell what it is. We're just aware. See, that's why I always tell people to focus on you being self-aware of things, emotionally and physically. Now, when okay, so think about this as well. As I mentioned with the wind, the lack of oxygen, the smell. Sometimes the reason why you can't see it is because you're familiar with it. See, it's like, think about it. You smell fried chicken cooking or something, right? And then you're like, oh, somebody's cooking chicken, but it's almost like even though you didn't see them cooking chicken, you know it by a smell. And it's like that's why with a sense of smell you can find things and know what's happening. Like once upon a time and shit, I had a dead what is it called, groundhog in the damn ceiling of the crib, and that shit stunk so bad. After it decomposed, it smelled so horrible. I didn't even have to see what was smelling. Just by the smell alone, I knew it was nasty. Like, that's what I'm trying to explain. Now, another thing is, this is the funny part. The fish doesn't even know that it's in the water in the first place. See? So it's like if put it like this, a fish doesn't even know that it's in the water, and like I say, a person doesn't even realize that they're constantly immersed in it. You see, when you're like in, like, let's say a human gets into the water, you know you're in water. See, you're aware that, okay, I'm in water. My brain has already told, shown me this and that. But a fish doesn't know that they're in water. They don't even know how big they are. See, that's like having a baby. I ain't gonna say a baby shark, but that's like having a baby, whatever, pit bull, something that's put it like this. It's called a baby, but when you look at it, it's huge. It's like, yo. But a lot of times they don't even be knowing how large they are. See. Now, another thing is that Pisces being considered the fish can their energy can feel normal, but then at the same time they can have deep emotions, if that makes sense. So that's why sometimes, like, you might think of Pisces is like, hey, you might think of Pisces as extreme, like just by the way that they speak, the way that they behave, and then you realize, like, oh, I didn't know that was a norm for them. And you might think that they're off the chain. Like, I know a Pisces right now that everybody thinks he's like, everybody thinks that he's hyper. They think that he's too hyper. They think he has ADHD. They think he's like bouncing off the walls, too hyper for them, right? But little do they know that's just how he is. See, he has no type of illness, nothing. That's just how he is. But that's why I said, like, a person can have so much energy that to you it's a problem, but to them it's normal. Now, look at the reason why Pisces oftentimes get into it with Virgos. I'm gonna tell you why. Because Virgo can't feel how Pisces feels, if that makes sense. Because Virgo, they miss. I'll put it like this. They confuse. Okay, put it like this. They analyze the water. See, and they think that it's something to fix. So they don't even see water for what it truly is with Pisces. It's really about emotions, the water element. But when a Virgo, this is why you get into it with Virgos, because they think that by analyzing the water itself, they think, oh, okay, that's something that I could fix. And it's like, no, you can't fix it. See, it comes with the Pisces. They need the emotions as well, because that's what anchors them. Now, Libra, like I say, Libra tries to balance everything without even realizing what's actually visible. See? So that's the thing. Like, that's why you can get into it with a Libra, because they think they can balance your situation, but they don't even know that it's already balanced. You can't, imagine somebody trying to balance something that needs no work. It's like you're trying to, and they can't see it. Like, it's like, dude, it doesn't need any, like Virgos, it doesn't need to be fixed. It is not broken. So why are you trying to fix it if it's not broken? Libra, why are you trying to balance something that's already balanced? And see the frustration, and that's why you guys end up bumping heads. Because one thinks something is wrong when what? It's normal for the Pisces to behave like that. Now, sometimes I'm gonna say this. So I'm just keeping it real, because it's real recognized real, and it only gets realer from here. And I'm gonna say this is that sometimes you don't even notice that environment is toxic until you leave. See, and not let that sink in, because sometimes, like, you could be somewhere and not even realize that, oh man, it's toxic here. And as soon as you get home, you realize, like, yo, you notice the difference. Like, I'm at peace, but where I just came from was freaking toxic. See, because of the you could feel it, right? But here's the thing: while you were there, you didn't see it. See, That's why that's cold-blooded. That's what I'm saying. Now, another thing is you don't notice that a situation was peaceful until the chaos hits. See that? And that's why I always say, like, when you are confronted with chaos, sometimes it's like, yo, you notice the difference. You start to realize that, wow, it was much peaceful here, even if it wasn't as peaceful until the chaos comes. See that? And then it's like you end up realizing that, oh, something took over, right? Now, sometimes sometimes you don't see your own cycles. Okay, let's say the cycle needs to end with yourself, not just someone else. And here it's almost like you don't even notice your own patterns, but you need to, until somebody else challenges you, or they challenge your challenges, if that makes sense. They challenge your challenges because it's like, let's say you get triggered by people easily. Let's say you know your own weaknesses, but then until someone challenges them, it's like, oh, then that's when you know what you need to work on, because you're still you still haven't learned how to, how to do whatever it is that you're challenged with. It's like you haven't dealt with it, you haven't fixed it to become strong in those areas. Now, here's the thing. This is what I was trying to say earlier. Okay. See, you don't always notice the toxic environments until you leave, as I mentioned. And then here's the thing. You can't see what you're drowning in. See? And that's why I said with the whole thing about the sharks not knowing that they're, in the water means the same thing. It's similar. So sometimes you could be spiraling out. Sometimes you could be consumed by something and not even realize that you're drowning. But that's the thing. You can't see it. You can't see that you're drowning in it. Now, another thing is it goes more into being, intuitive about you drowning. And that's how you'll be able to tell. Now, sometimes things can feel normal, but what feels normal might be holding you back. See? So you got to be careful, like, not to confuse it. And then one thing to notice is with fish being in the water, as they don't see the water, as I mentioned, is that that's what I think, is that they don't see the water. And here's the thing. The difference between fish in the water and then the Pisces is that the fish, they never question the water. See? They use the water to what? Get around. They use the water to live. They use the water as what? As energy to flow through, to get to. It's like, think about it. It's a reason. Think of it like a blanket, okay? Think about a house. It's like the fish, they're underwater for a reason. And you're out of the water for a reason. And it's crazy that's why I used to always say this, like, could you imagine if you could see everything in the water clearly? It's the reason why you can't see anything in the water clearly, unless you go in there with them. See that? And that's why I say, like, you never understand Pisces until you actually go where Pisces, you see what I'm saying? Unless you come meet them where they're at, you will never understand the Pisces. See? So you will have to go in the water with them and spend time with them. See? To learn them, to know more about them. And then you will be like, oh, I actually know how Pisces are pretty cool. You'll change your mind because now you've been spending time. You've been in the water with them. That's why you don't understand what's going on with the fish, because they're underwater. See? And you haven't gone in because of whatever reason. And that's why I always say, don't let the illusion, what looks normal, might be something you need to let go of. See, because that normal, sometimes it feels normal, but it might be holding you back. That tells you right there, emotions can get you in trouble. You might feel good being with your girl, but that can be the very thing holding you back from going to play football, getting on the team, going to college, because you with that one girl that you know in love with, to where you just can't shake it. So like, comment, share, subscribe. Want to thank everybody for coming out. Thanks, Misty, for the handling, you know, the was it the mod thing with the moderator? Yeah. So thank everybody. Love y'all. Catch y'all tomorrow. Thanks for watching, and peace out.